LeBron, you've been a clutch player basically your whole career. When the going gets tough, I mean, you're always hitting.
I want to roll you into a little ball and shove you up my vagina. You could just live there. It's warm and it's cozy.
Vagina?
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Folks get it done. They don't make excuses.
Whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, flopping, dropping, flopping and dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping and dropping, flopping and dropping, flopping and dropping.
Folks get it done. They don't make excuses.
Whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, flopping, dropping, flopping and dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping and dropping, flopping and dropping, flopping and dropping.
Yes. Oh, we got mad people in here. Yeah.
Folks get it done. They don't make excuses.
Whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, flopping, dropping, flopping and dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping and dropping, flopping and dropping, flopping and dropping.
Folks get it done. They don't make excuses.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Once again, Friday Night Rants. Shout out to my man AOH. Shout out to Uncommon Sense with another banger. AOH, man, how you doing on a Friday night?
Banger. Funny thing about the instant classics, they get better every time you listen to them, don't they?
Absolutely fantastic. I mean, just like that. Once again, just a great intro. I know you guys out there appreciate that intro. Again, man, flopping and flopping, whining and flopping and whining and whining. Just go the damn time. Don't make excuses. You heard my man AOH say, don't make excuses. You guys know the deal, man. We're not here to make excuses today. We're here to set the record straight and get on another Friday night rant. I hope you guys are doing good today, man. Shout out to all you guys who came through yesterday. We're going back-to-backs. Back-to-backs for you guys, man. Again, shout out to everybody in the chat. Ivan 1294, I see you. Jordan Stopper, shout out to you. Terrence Potts, Kanga, Hydra, Lynetta. Shout out to you, Renee, always coming through. Cameron MCOC, Hayden Phoenix, John Freeman coming through. J-Bo Music. The real Siberius, guys, is going to be making an appearance tonight, coming through. We're going to have McZuggins on here tonight. They're going to be coming through. Again, shout out to you guys for always representing, supporting our live shows, supporting the channels. Dennis Gregory, Bandhead, Chase 1738. Yo, Young King, Socks, R2B, Brother Jummer, Shout out to you guys for always coming through. My man Armando Ruiz, Bag Dog Sports, 80s Baby, Fancy. Yo, I hope you guys appreciate that song because that song is hitting. John Loso, what up, Xavier the God? Thank you very much, guys. You guys know the deal, man. Let's roll.
Let's roll. And speaking
Austin,
of
KC, Cali Young, love them skins. What up?
speaking of uncommon sense, was that only this morning that he featured that suck ass from ESPN Brazil?
Yes.
Just kissing his ass up and down and all over the place. And LeBron looked like he fell in love.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen him look at Savannah that way? I mean, LeBron was in heaven.
Don't start talking about the women again. Don't go back to last night.
Oh, did we have backlash? Because I never even checked. I never even looked.
No. We didn't get no back. I'm just saying that was last night was once again, shout out to anybody that came through last night, man. That was hilarious last night. Cracking up. But yeah, that song is fantastic. We were gonna talk about that tonight. I had that written down. That interaction between that reporter and LeBron James, goodness, these are the things that I'm always telling you guys about. Look at these fools, man. These are the LeBron James fans, man. These are the weirdest people I've ever seen in my life. They ask the dumbest questions. They say the dumbest things that don't add up. LeBron James, you've always been clutch your whole career. Get the hell out of here.
And it just seems like, I mean, I cut it short. I went and found the original. He just goes on and on and on and on. I think LeBron has his hand under the table up at the podium, probably having the time of his life with that guy talking to him.
I wrote down one of the things that he said to make sure I said it. This fool, he actually wrote that. He actually said, when the going gets tough, you're always hitting. I busted out laughing when he said that. When the going gets tough, LeBron James gets going.
He goes to another team.
The hell y'all talking about? Goodness gracious, man. Like the song said, don't make excuses.
Goats get it done. I don't even know. Uncommon pulled that from one of my videos so long ago. I didn't even know what he was going to do. I didn't know what he was going to do. I was like, oh shit, that's me. He pulled a quote out of somewhere.
I'm telling you, it's great stuff right there. Fantastic.
Simple quote, but it really says a lot, doesn't it? Goats get it done. They don't make excuses. Like how much time do we waste explaining away Michael Jordan's failures? We don't have an excuse making podcast, do we? Because it's not a LeBron James podcast. Hey, everybody, if you tuned in to listen to excuses all night, bad news, because we're going to talk about the actual GOAT. We don't have to waste our time making excuses all fucking night.
Right, exactly.
Because the GOAT got it done. He didn't make excuses.
I love, oh man, again. And everybody else loves it. Again, man, I hope you guys are having a good Friday night. I hope you guys had a good week, or wherever, or whatever time it is, or where you guys are from. Shout out to Hydro, or Jimmy James, Fancy, Richard. Shout out to you guys for coming through. I think I see. Shout out to Xavier the God for coming through. Shout out to my man NBA Sports Fan. The 40 fans cry about who LaFraud had to face in the finals, but we talk about how Malone, Stockton, Drexler, Barkley, Magic had to face NJ. That's right. Exactly.
Ooh, yeah.
Exactly. Shout out to Xavier the God coming through with the super. Thank you very much. Oh, he got another one here. Shout out to Xavier the God again. LeBron clutch when Kyrie and Allen got him 2 rings. Exactly. We talk about, when he uses that wordage, he said, you've been clutch your entire career. That's a damn lie. It's not even close to being his entire career. But these are the kinds of statements that they use to promote LeBron James. So again, I tell you guys all the time, it's about the promotion and how they celebrate LeBron James. That's not accurate. When you got guys like Kyrie Irving, like you mentioned, Ray Allen hitting these kinds of shots, and not to mention all the other kinds of, scenarios that his teammates stepped up, not even just making shots, but other guys stepping up and playing roles and never getting the credit they deserve for playing those roles. LeBron James hogging all the limelight from the other players, that came and did their jobs in the 2016 finals. You never hear anybody talk about anyone from that finals team They don't even talk about Kyrie Irving ever. They never mention this man. They won't talk about J.R. Smith. They won't talk about Iman Shumpert. They won't talk about Tristan Thompson or Richard Jefferson and some of the contributions that the key, role players made for LeBron James during that finals. No, they're getting too busy celebrating LeBron James. So once again, shout out to my man Xavier the God for coming through with the super.
You know what the primary role for players who join LeBron is? Scapegoat role.
Yep.
It's the role almost everybody ends up playing. Scapegoat.
Yo, Westbrook was getting death threats playing with LeBron James. That's where it went to. It went to death threats, man. It was like crazy. And once he played one full season with LeBron James, man getting death threats. You think Scottie Pippen gonna last with him? What do you think would have happened to Scottie Pippen with the migraine game? The LeBron James fans would have came after Scottie Pippen with pitchforks and torches, man. They'd have came after Scottie Pippen. How dare you get a migraine on our King LeBron? How dare you? They'd have came after that fool.
That goofy little grimace that he made after the dunk against the Utah. I don't know what happened, but I had this discomfort in my vagina, and I went and drank some Mr. Pibb, and
I drank some Mr. Pibb.
it wasn't enough.
He took it personal. He took it personal, AOH. Oh, goodness gracious.
Hey, but two things, since I don't have that bitch from ESPN Brazil here to glaze me. Let me do it myself. You guys understand that I'm 52 years old doing a back-to-back? I'm 50 and my eyes are really big, guys. So it worked for LeBron James. I'm 52 years old. I'm 52 years old. And I'm doing this at my age. In year 40 fucking thousand.
40,000. How
Back
many
to back.
episodes?
Back to back. My sciatica's fucking killing me right now, but I'm still going.
You know what you're making me think of right now? Actually, I wanted to mention this. You're making me no, for real, serious. You're making me think about some comments I heard JJ Redick make the other day about how he feels at his age and how LeBron James makes him feel so bad about himself because he's seen LeBron James do all this stuff at his age, and he's wondering why he still can't move or he can barely get up out of his bed. And it's really funny to me when I hear these guys talk about what they can barely do. I can barely get out of bed. I can barely do this now. And I'm watching LeBron James go out there. And they're making jokes about this stuff. And I get they're exaggerating to a degree. But I don't understand why people who are professional athletes once, they retire from a sport and all of a sudden they just don't do anything anymore. They don't keep themselves in shape. They're not active. Come on. I don't understand this stuff. So when I hear JJ Redick talk, about how he feels so bad watching LeBron James do the things he does. And again, JJ Redick was never the athlete of LeBron James. He never had the, genetics of a LeBron James, none of that stuff. But when you hear him talk about not being able to do basic, simple things, that I feel that I'm JJ Redick's age. I'm 45 years old, but I don't feel that way. Not saying that I'm LeBron James, not saying I could be on a basketball court in a pros and get out there and run up and down, but I don't feel bad doing normal, everyday, single things or everyday normal things that a lot of these guys are saying, oh, it's hard for me to do now, at this age. Like, damn, man, what happened to you?
Yeah. Like for a moment, I thought about taking the angle of JJ being an ex-athlete and saying this, but we don't have to go that far. I mean, what the hell happened to the human race that everybody's acting like being functional past age 40 is insane? What the fuck happened, people? Come on. It's not hard. And I understand that we've just fallen off a cliff, and I understand that I can't say anything that isn't offensive because just math says that 80% of the people watching this right now are fucking 5,000 times the weight that they should be. You morbidly obese planet, but you've got a commercial coming on every 5 minutes that lets you know that it's not your fault and you can take a pill and not, go exercise. For fuck's sake.
That's what a lot of people just stop moving again.
They just stop moving. They just stop. Do you understand how simple the solution is? Start moving again.
No, you're right, AOH. And this is what we preach. This is what I preach on my channel. This is what we preach on these live shows. We always bring this up in every live show. Sometimes sports ties back to this. I tell people all the time, you don't got to go to gym. You don't got to work out. Sports is being active. You're
Yes.
playing a sport. Go pick a sport. Go find a sport. Go find a hobby. Something that makes you be active. Not something that, contributes to your laziness and your sedentariness. Find something that's going to make you move around. And move around. People are athletes. Like even people like us to a much smaller scale. A lot of us played, sports in school. And then we graduated and we stopped. We just stopped playing. We don't do it anymore. We don't go to the park anymore with our friends. We don't even go by ourselves and just go shoot around or go outside and do something. We just stop. Oh, I'm done playing sports because I graduated. That's it for me. And people are content to live this life. I tell you guys all the time, man, I work security at a school. So the other day I'm working, right? And, now I'm starting to come in contact with a lot of people I went to school with. Now they have children in these school systems. So I run into people from time to time that maybe I went to high school with that I knew back in the day, right? It's been a long time since I graduated from high school, a long, long time, man. People look a lot different now. People have changed over the years. So the other day, one of the people, a guy that I used to play football with on the high school varsity team came in to drop something off for his daughter. Okay? And this guy that I played on the football team, he was also on the track team. I actually told a story about this guy one time because he was actually the guy that I raced when I was a junior and he was a senior to be the fastest player on the football team when we had these sprints. It was me versus him in the final, and he was the fastest dude on the track team. Well, this guy came into the school the other day, and again, he's 1 year older than me. And this dude looked like he couldn't get up off the couch. All right? He looked terrible. All right? And, we had a conversation. We talked, man. And these are things that we're talking about. People just stop doing things. And, this guy was a great athlete. And he just looked like he hasn't moved since high school.
Yeah, I don't understand why people don't want to feel good. Because you feel better when you exercise. I forget what you look like or health. Don't you want to feel good? Anyways, as a lot of people have pointed out in the comments, the courts are empty now. Just human activity seems to have gone downhill.
Yo, shout out to the top dog for coming through with the super. Says LeBron fans say he should have won Defensive Player of the Year in 2013, yet he wasn't a better defender than anyone on that grit and grind Grizzlies team. Yo, shout out to a top dog for coming through. Again, you guys know the deal, man. Yeah, that grit and grind Grizzlies team was good, man, with Zach Randolph and Marcus All and Tony Allen, Shane Battier. They had a really stout defensive team for a couple of years there. I thought that, it came down to like a young grit and grind Grizzlies team and the young Golden State Warriors around that time. And the Warriors were able to, squeeze past them and end up, winning the championship. But shout out to top dog. Oh, we got a bunch of supers here already. Okay. My fault, guys, for not seeing these. Shout out to Jimmy James for coming through. LeBron 0-7 on game-winning shots in the NBA Finals.
He's been clutch his whole career, though. He's been clutch his whole career.
You
know what's crazy about that bit from that douche from Brazil? When I went to find that, I realized that's not recent. I assumed it was recent. That's 7 fucking years old. Hey, LeBron had done nothing. What are you talking about? He's been clutch his whole career. What exactly are you referring to?
That's crazy.
But then now I sound dumb because that makes it sound as if he's done anything clutch since then, and he still hasn't. Like,
right?
It's the most clutchless career that you can think of. And here's ass fuck coming into the stands is like, well, I know how to make a career in this douchey beta society. I'll just kiss some serious ass. It doesn't have to make any sense whatsoever, but LeBron's going to ask me out for a date afterward and make sure that I have a permanent job at ESPN Brazil. Surprised he didn't get Stephen A. Smith's job.
LeBron James, man, 0-7. LeBron James always getting bailed out there. That's why in the 2016 finals, when they were going to draw the player for him in that game 7, he deferred to Kyrie Irving in that moment. He was like, nah, y'all go to Kyrie, man, because I'm not that dude, man. I ain't never been that guy. He understood in that moment. That was the highest IQ LeBron James ever shown in his life. When he was like, nah, y'all give it to Kyrie, and I'm going to stand in the corner. It wasn't like LeBron James was like, yo, Kyrie, get ready, man, because I'm coming to you on this play. I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to hit you off. No, did LeBron James do one of those? He didn't do one of his fancy no-look passes to Kyrie Irving when he's looking right at you. Nope. Instead, he was like, yo, I'm going to go stand over here in the corner, man. Yo, Kyrie, yo, do your thing, baby. I'm going to stand right here in the cut. That's what you did. Smartest play LeBron James ever made.
And it's working to this day. I mean, we've finally come back to the play that worked in 2016 to what the Lakers are doing now for their current success. Except LeBron's got his hands in his jersey now. Maybe these are instructions from JJ. Hey, I don't even want to see your hands up. I don't want anyone even being tempted to throw the ball to your fucking sorry unclutch ass. Get your hands inside your jersey so that everyone knows not to throw you the ball and fucking lose the game for us.
I'm telling you, man. Oh, goodness gracious.
I got a bit of trivia. I don't, you probably noticed I did not include the actual visual from the movie with the soundbite that I used, but does anyone know what that first soundbite is? About crawling into the vagina and living there?
Yeah, we
What movie is it from?
Step Brothers.
Oh, he knows. Okay, he knows.
Of course, I make them all, man. I would think everyone kind of knows that. That's a classic movie, and a lot of them lines from that movie. That's a classic scene.
Okay, all right.
Shout out to Step Brothers, the movie, man. Shout out to the Real Side Beers who came through with the super. Shout out to AOH for the back-to-backs. Go
Sciatica! I need some donations for my sciatica.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, shout out to the Real Side Beers. I said we're gonna get the Real Side Beers up in here and McZuggins up in here. I don't know if you guys are ready to come on through here. I'm gonna read a couple more of these supers off. Again, shout out to all you guys for coming through on a Friday. Again, with the Friday night rants, it means a lot. It's truly humbling, guys. Shout out to my man Mike Novak 5960 for coming through. The fact that John Paxson and Steve Kerr get more credit for MJ's third and fifth ring than Kyrie Irving gets for LeBron's 2016 ring.
Amen.
Speaks volumes as to the desperation in the media's argument for the NBA GOAT. This is a great comment.
Desperation.
Yup. That is a great comment because that is so true. When you talk about, they use it as Michael Jordan being quote unquote saved by Paxson and Jordan, right? And we all know that that is not the case when you think about those scenarios. So again, shout out to my man Mike Novak for coming through with the super and making a great comment there because you're right in the money. McZuggins came through with a super with the member for 14 months because of course McZuggins a member 14 months because McZuggins is a true supporter out here. To be fair, I wouldn't get out of bed if I had to coach him either.
Maybe for 8 million.
Oh, that's funny, man. Yeah, shout out to Praise to Don. If LeBron, you're right. If he went to if he took a deuce, they'll spend 20 talking about it. Everything LeBron James does gets celebrated. You're right.
It'll be the healthiest deuce anyone's ever seen from a 41-year-old. LeBron.
Shout out to McZuggins for coming through. McZuggins, can you hear us?
This is Real Siberius.
Oh, I mean, the Real Side Beers. My bad. The Real Side Beers. What up, man?
No, how you guys doing? Thank you for the invite. Hello, chat. What's going on?
My man, the Real Siberius. Thank you very much, man, for coming through.
Siberius, you cranked out a bunch of videos. I saw like one. I was like, oh, we got to listen to this. And then I saw another one. Am I crazy or did you put like out 3 in the last day?
I think in the last 48 hours, I put out 6.
Okay, well, there we go.
I'm just trying to put in work.
Where are you getting
that sports and fitness rants volume right there?
Where are you getting your thumbnails? Those thumbnails are great.
AI.
Yeah, those are pretty creative. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Chat GPT putting in work.
It's that simple, huh?
I mean, you just have to find creative ways to tell it what you want to do. Because if you tell it, put a donkey and put LeBron's head on it, it's going to tell you, this goes against our policy. But if you word it properly, you can find ways to finagle around it. So I have just spent a lot of time finding ways to manipulate my wording to kind of bypass that. And it seems to work. But I mean, they do quality thumbnails. I'm a big fan.
Cool. Hey,
Yeah, well, it's unique to your channel, so that's the thing. Like when you see those kinds of, like I said, the graphics and the way it comes up, that it's unique to you. So that's really good.
I try to do it in the same style. Like I've come up with my wording to say, illustrated image, so that way they all look similar. So yeah, it is kind of my thing, and you're not going to look at somebody else's channel and say, well, not know who it is.
Right, exactly.
So
shout
Mike,
you
you
Rise
loud?
Above Anything for coming through. Oh, go ahead, Rivers Beers, my bad.
I said, am I too loud? I have a new mic and I haven't quite figured out the volume on it yet.
good. You're good,
Okay,
I
cool.
think.
Yeah, you good.
I heard the Scottie Pippen commercial again on another creator's channel. And I just wanted to rewind to like a couple of simple things. Like the commercial subtly, maybe cleverly tries to imply that people used to think that Scottie was number 2. Like it was always Jordan and then Scottie. That's not how I remember things.
That's not how I remember it either.
Right. Nobody thought you were number 2, Scottie. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right, and that's what we mentioned in the live, right? How like he's trying to act like LeBron James and Michael Jordan in one commercial. You really are acting as if you're right behind Michael Jordan. Oh yeah, that people keep saying that I'm number 2, but I'm not number 2. I'm the GOAT. Like you're not in a GOAT conversation. Like no one brings up Scottie Pippen in the top 5, top 10 players of all time. No one's arguing Scottie Pippen is the number 2 greatest player. This commercial to me is really funny, and it speaks to who Scottie Pippen is. And once again, like I said, it's the sad state of Scottie Pippen's personal life that we were mentioning, and all the things surrounding how he deals with these emotions. Like I said, it's really sad. This is where we're at now.
Another bit of recent news. Speem texted it to me, and then what do you know? It came across my YouTube feed. I don't know how we can win a battle where something that's embarrassing just gets repackaged as a good thing, where ESPN is bragging about how many of LeBron's shots are dunks in year 23. And it's like, that's because he can't shoot, dipshits. And by the way, I don't think it's the same thing. I don't think it's only 19.5%, by the way. I think it's got to be higher than that. It's got to be way higher than that. Like,
well, in his 30-point game, six of his baskets were dunks in his 30-point game. So that's almost half.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
then it's the same weak-ass uncontested dunk. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be impressed by that?
Apparently, because it's year 23. We go back to what we were talking about at the beginning. As humanity itself becomes incapable of moving, we're excited that a 6'9", 41-year-old is dunking without any competition.
Right. Out there cherry picking these corny dunks. Like you said, doing the same thing over and over again. Yo, let me read off a couple of these supers because we're getting kind of deep up in here. Yo, shout out to you guys for coming through. Like I said, it means a lot. I see you guys in the chat, man, always adding to the live shows. It really means a lot, man. Like I said, man, it's great to have the real Siberians with us here, man, to add to the conversation. There was something I wanted to touch on and ask both of you guys. Let me read off a couple of these supers. Shout out to Rise Above Anything. KD not winning no rings on the Bulls. Shaking my head. Yeah, we touched on some of that too. Those are the Isiah Thomas comments. The real Siberians, what's your thoughts on those Isiah Thomas comments?
Man, that was cringy as hell. I was talking to somebody else about this, and the thing that Scottie and Isiah do not realize is their legacy is going to be whining about Jordan. They're erasing their basketball legacy, and all you're going to be fucking remembered for is complaining about Jordan and trying to invent any reason that somebody's fucking better than him. Fuck off.
Yo, the real Siberians is raw.
The way that he worded inserting Durant into the triangle made it sound like anyone running the triangle would win. It's like, well, then why isn't everyone running the triangle?
I had that exact same thought. I would love to see LeBron try to run the triangle and fuck it up.
What was it? A special rule that only the Bulls could run the triangle, and it was an unfair advantage. And ever since then, no one's been allowed to run the triangle. If you can run the triangle successfully and win, do it.
I mean, the reality is the success of the triangle is accredited to two people, Jordan and Kobe. Who else has done it successfully?
Yo, you know what's funny? I don't know if I heard the comments, and Isiah Thomas actually said that he said these things to Kevin Durant to his face. He said, I told Kevin Durant to his face that if you were on the Bulls, you would win. If I was Kevin Durant and Isiah Thomas said that to me, I would have bust out laughing in his face. I'd have been, come on, Isiah, you sound crazy, man. Don't no one believe this?
Yeah, I was thinking when he said, I said this to Kevin Durant, and now I'm saying it to you guys. I was like, were you and Kevin naked? Like, were you on a double therapy couch? And Isiah is making Kevin feel better about his current career, while Isiah makes himself feel better about his past career. It's like, you could have done it. Yeah.
Oh my
Isiah,
gosh.
I could have. Oh, rub some honey on me.
No, but that's true. I mean, you can think about how he said it. Yeah, I told Kevin to his face. You know, did you really to his face? Yo, right there, you're face to face with him. You guys were holding him. Like I told you to hold your woman yesterday. That's what Isiah Thomas and Kevin Durant were doing. They were holding each other.
Let me kiss your ass face to face. Let me kiss
you
your
are
ass
Michael Jordan. I tell you, everyone thinks they are Michael Jordan now. Everyone is waking up thinking they're somebody else. It's crazy. Tracy McGrady thinks he's Kobe Bryant. I mean, all the Scottie Pippen thinks he's Michael Jordan. I mean, we've lost their minds out here.
Words have gone from being cheap to being a paycheck. All you have to do is run your mouth.
It's true. And it doesn't even have to be factual. It doesn't have to be substantiated.
This is the best podcast on YouTube. We have the best ratings. We have the most viewers ever. And if that's not what's showing up in you guys' numbers, then it's just haters, and we're being held down by the man. Because it's a fact. Facts. Like Kendrick Perkins. Facts. It's facts. Let me just shout.
Jerry, it's not a lie if you believe it.
Well, I talked about this with Uncommon Sense on one of his videos. Everyone has to be number one. Right. It used to just be considered an honor to be mentioned among greats. Now, if you're not the fucking best, people are hating on you. They're disrespecting you. They're disparaging you. They're belittling you. At what point did that happen? People can't admit, so I actually give Vince Carter a bunch of credit. He has that stupid podcast with T-Mac, and he said, everybody wants to be Mike. Not everybody's like that.
Yeah.
He's the only person I've heard say that in 10 years.
Yeah. And that's a great point that you bring up, Siberius, because I think, that's part of the problem when we hear a lot of these guys speak. You know, I have no problem with a player comparing himself to his contemporaries. If one of these guys think that they're the best player of their era, if they want to come out and say, yeah, I think I'm the best player of my era, the best scorer of my era, I'm the best defender of my era, and you feel that way against the guys you compete against, you want to talk, that's great. But that's not what we get from these guys. Like you said, these guys can't be one of the greats. They have to be the greatest of all time. So you have guys like Andre Drummond calling themselves the greatest rebounders ever. Like, what world are we living in? You have guys like Draymond Green calling themselves the greatest defensive players ever. This is the world that we're in right now. It's insane for people to say these kinds of things. If you want to talk about your era, how great you are in your era against the guys you played against, by all means. But when you guys try to make this historical comparison, like Siberius is saying, they're trying to be the greatest always. And if they're not the greatest or viewed that way by a certain group of people, that's a disrespect to that player. But people are actually, just think about it. This whole thing started because people were actually disrespected. But they didn't think LeBron James was right behind Michael Jordan or close to Michael Jordan. That's an insult to LeBron James. No, it's not. That's actually the reality and the facts.
I should have as many views as ESPN. If you disagree, it's hating. Disrespect. It's disrespect.
Keep begging for views like Joel Embiid begging for MVP. Yo, shout out to Xavier the God. He leaves a super here. Pip finally realized he's second place again. That's why he's not on a Coca-Cola and he's on Mr. Pip. Not even Pepsi. He got Mr. Pip. I tell you, that better sell. He better sell that soda. That stuff better sell, man.
Boy, how about that panel that Isiah Thomas was turned to after he said, "Hey, here's what I did when I was naked with Kevin Durant, and now I'm going to turn to you guys." That panel is so embarrassing. DeMarcus Cousins, perhaps the worst of them. That is an embarrassing collection of douchebags that you have been called to talk to. But when I heard Isiah Thomas, I've had a lot of thoughts about him and his complaining about the dream team. And I was like, Isiah, have you ever thought about the fact that they didn't call you and make sure that you were good with who was on the team? There's a reason that they didn't call you first. And if you're not okay with that, you should have just been better, because they were like, we need to go out and show the world what's up. And the first person we got to make sure we have is Michael Jordan. And Isiah, if you hadn't been such a fucking prick, you would have been on the team.
Exactly.
It's true. That's what it comes down to. No one on that team liked you. Magic,
He was going to ruin the kid. It doesn't matter how good he was. Michael Jordan even says how good he is. I don't deny how good he was. He was going to hurt the chemistry.
Yo, shout out to my man over at the basketball show for coming through the live. I don't know if he wants to come up in here, man. If you want to come in, I'll drop the link. If you want to come in, man, let me know if you got some time.
Yeah, I listened to some of his channel today.
Shout out to you guys, Fancy, Mountain Skies, Anthony Sanchez, Dana Green, Nemo Los Angeles, Gino Panzini, Cottage 81. Thank you very much for all you guys, man. I said, man, it's always really humbling to see the same names always coming through. Like I said, guys, it really means a lot, man. It's truly, truly humbling, man.
I do. I watch Paul's channel a lot.
Yeah, man. Like I said, if he wants to come in, like I said, man, shout out to my man over at the basketball show. Like I said,
McZuggins, by the way, decided to launch a channel. He was holding out for a while. So just McZuggins, if you're here and if you want to shout yourself out, he's going by a different name.
I told McZuggins we told him to come on.
Yeah, I don't know. He might be busy.
No, yeah. I'm just saying, like he could definitely come on if he wanted to. Once again, shout out to PMR mid range. Shout out to you guys for coming through. Prozac 623. Thank you very much. Oh man, we got another super in here. Shout out to Top Dog coming through again. I love those Lob City Clippers grit and grind Grizzlies battles. Very entertaining. LeBron wouldn't have beat these teams in the playoffs. Yeah, that's when LeBron James was over there in the weak Eastern Conference, stacking up his multiple teams. Shout out to Top Dog. Shout out to my man Armando Ruiz. Prestige Worldwide, greater than Clutch Sports. Prestige Worldwide, wide. Boats and hoes.
Oh, so McZuggins is in the chat. He's just under his new name.
Pineapple.
Yeah, Pineapple Midrange.
Oh, okay. Pineapple.
Oh, PMR Midrange.
PMR Midrange. Shout out to my. All right, cool. Swan Dele, what up, man? Shout out to Austin Casey. Shout out to Chaps 37, man. You guys in here deep right now. Friday night celebration. Yo, we're gonna be talking about that. Siberius, we're gonna be talking about that. I don't know if you saw the Bleacher Report, the top 15 quote unquote pure scorers.
Oh yeah, I made a video on it.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that, man. So there was one thing I wanted to touch on though. AOH, you had put something out. You made a post the other day about where the Lakers are in the playoff standings and who they may end up facing right now. In the playoffs, it would be the lowly Rockets who can't seem to get right. They're like that dude from life can't get right. The Houston Rockets, ever since Kevin Durant got there, they can't get right. So you talked about that, and they still are. Right now they're still. I think there's like 7 or 8 games left on the season, and that's who they're matched up to play in the first round. So I thought that's interesting that we might have a Kevin Durant, LeBron James matchup in the first round.
Well, that's dreadful because the NBA can't wait to talk about, they matched up in 2012 and here, and in 2017 and here LeBron's going to get the best of them in year 23. Get the best of what? A fucking dog shit team? I mean, I'm so sick of things lining up impossibly well for LeBron James. It's just the most pathetic Eastern Conference that ever existed. Here he's gonna. They should have beaten the Timberwolves. By the way, they should have beaten the Timberwolves.
Yeah,
like the Timberwolves shot like 1 for 5,000 from 3 and still won. I mean, that's just insane. And the Rockets are the worst, even including the play-in possible teams. I mean, it's the best possible matchup for the Lakers. And now I'm a hater. I am a hater. But tell me I'm wrong. It's just like, fuck, could they have gotten a better lineup than that? And then Wemby or Shea, somebody's going to get hurt by the time it's the second round. I mean, nobody stays healthy anymore. You can't even get excited. You can't even get excited for the playoffs because you're not going to be watching a healthy team.
Nope.
No. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's part of the the thing right now for a lot of these guys. Like you said, the matchups. I mean, listen, I've said it. I'm gonna keep standing on it. If the Lakers end up matched up against the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round, which could be possible still, if they end up matched up against the Denver Nuggets team in the first round, which could still be possible, I do not see the Lakers beating either one of these teams. When we live streamed that game last year, AOH, and we live streamed the Minnesota Timberwolves game, and we talked about what you just mentioned, how the Minnesota Timberwolves were playing a weird style of game, shooting a lot of three-point shots that they didn't need to shoot, which was making the Lakers stay in the game or, keeping them in a lot of those games. I mean, the Lakers were a 50-win team last year, but when we watched them play in that series, they were getting exploited for what they don't do all season long. They didn't rebound well, and they weren't a great defensive team like that. It's the same kind of thing this year. They don't rebound well, and they don't play defense. And
hey, JJ Redick didn't play the lineup that got them that winning streak going into the playoffs. How come he still has a job? JJ Redick did some of the most insane, stupid shit in the playoffs we've ever seen, and he still has a job.
He didn't play a single 7-footer. They have 4 on the bench. Not one of them played. Three
fucking 7-footers on the team, and he doesn't play any of them. And what's ESPN do? The Lakers didn't have size.
Right, but LeBron James can guard 1 through 5 until it's time for him to actually guard a 5. And the funny thing about that, a whole thing that they were crying about last year, that LeBron James is too old and, he can't be banging down low the whole series with Randall and Gobert and these guys. The problem with that is where else is LeBron James supposed to play? There's nowhere else to put him on the court on the defensive end. You can't put him on the perimeter. He can't stand in front of anybody. So again, they act as if there's other places, the other options to put LeBron James. His best option, the only option, is to put that man down low, but he can't do anything. He cannot rebound, and he's not going to do anything for you down there when it matters most. So in the playoffs, the Lakers are going to match up against whoever they're going to match up against, and what are they going to do? They're going to end up putting Luka Doncic in pick and roll every play. They're going to end up putting Austin Reeves in pick and roll every play. They're going to end up going. Remember, they were going after LeBron James last year. We were talking about that. That was part of the problem. Anthony Edwards, when they were getting these switches, when Nas Reed, Jaden McDaniels, anytime these guys got switches and LeBron James on them, they went after him. They were making these guys guard them in the playoffs. That's what's going to happen to all that free throw crap ain't going to work in a 7-game series against a good team.
Nope.
Mike Novak, are you really wearing this to work?
You read that. I was going to have you read that comment off.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think it's supposed to say I cannot recommend the t-shirt enough versus I can't. Nothing but agreement when I wear it at work with boomers and zoomers, huh? Well, good. I've gotten, the most controversial reaction I got from it. I've gotten compliments for it, but I was walking. The Lakers were in town. God, this is already a couple of years ago when I first bought the shirt, and it was an old woman who came in from LA with her family for the Lakers game. And of all the people to talk shit to me, this old woman was like, "So is Steph." I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "What is this bitch talking about?" And then I looked down at myself. I was like, "Oh shit, I'm actually wearing this thing in public." That's right.
Fangirls exist too, apparently.
Yo, that's funny right there. I like that. Oh, goodness gracious, man. Hilarious.
Well, good. I'm glad. I owe everybody a new design. I've got another one in the works. I'm just trying to get the graphics a quality level so that it doesn't come out all pixelated. But I've got a new idea I'm working on.
Shout out to Mike Novak, man. That was a good one right there. I like that.
Thanks, Mike.
Shout out to praise to Don. Kawhi Leonard greater than Scottie Pippen. He's got Kawhi Leonard above Scottie Pippen. Shout out to praise to Don.
Here, let's give Scottie some love. What did you guys pick? One thing. What did each of you guys like the most out of Scottie's game?
I mean, you have to give respect to his defense.
Do we?
I mean, it's been blown out of proportion. 91 finals is a perfect example. I mean, not only, people talk about he locked down Magic. He didn't lock down Magic. He didn't even lock down Worthy. He needed help from Jordan. But after he toughened up, it was after, so what was it, 1989, when they lost to the Pistons the second time. And he finally realized that crying to the refs or trying to go back at him wasn't the play. That's when I started to respect his defense. But in 91, I mean, I guess I have to take that back because in 91, he lost me. He got shut down twice.
Yeah.
I mean, I think what you just said, Siberius is on the money. And I know a lot of us talk about, Scottie Pippen's defense, and he's one of the elite defenders of all time. No denying this. One of the things I respect about Scottie Pippen, I think a lot of us, appreciated, because of his popularity, which was, like I said, can't be denied. He was a popular player, even though he tries to act like he wasn't or he didn't get the shine. And Scottie Pippen was always there, man. That's why you had Jordan and Pippen. Pippen was always there. You can't have Jordan and Pippen, and Pippen's never there for Jordan. So I always give Scottie Pippen his just due and the credit for always showing up. That man was there. He was always there, except for the 98 season when we all, know about him and him delaying the surgery and stuff. But really, Scottie Pippen was always there, and he was tenacious on the defensive end. He really was. And what I always liked about Scottie Pippen's game, and I've mentioned this in a recent video, is Scottie Pippen's extension when he would come flying down the lane. He had one of the greatest extensions on his dunks, that I ever saw, man. He would be able to just extend that arm out, and I mean, he would come down on guys, man. He was one of the great dunkers of that era. And like I said, we all love Scottie Pippen, man. We all did, man. Scottie Pippen had a really good game to him. Like I said, the dynamic with him and Michael Jordan was sensational. And I always remember that extension of Scottie Pippen, man, was just really great.
Well, you stole what I was going to say. Cause like
man.
That arm was like Inspector Gadget. It's like, he would go like this and then he would go like this.
Yeah.
And it would just keep going.
No, you're right though, AOH.
But that's not enough. I mean, that's pretty cool, but that's not enough to be like revered.
No, but like you said, the reason why Scottie Pippen is, think about it. Think about how he's remembered. We know that he's remembered this way because he played with Michael Jordan, but he was popular because of the things that he could do on the basketball court. Scottie Pippen was a dynamic basketball player. The problem is now they're trying to make it seem as if Scottie Pippen was somehow better than Michael Jordan in a lot of these areas when he was not. That's the problem here. And that's not a knock on Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan was like that. People say he didn't have any weaknesses to his game. Scottie Pippen did have weaknesses and deficiencies to his game. But what he did do, like I said, he did great because he played his role great. He was there for Michael Jordan. I remember watching the Bulls early. Michael Jordan would come out of a game on a substitution, and the Bulls would fall apart, man. They wouldn't be able to hold it together. Scottie Pippen allowed Michael Jordan to take a breather. Michael Jordan could go to the bench. Scottie Pippen could be in there with the second unit, man, and he could hold it down, man. They could hold on to the lead, man. But that wasn't always the case. But when Scottie Pippen came about, the Bulls started winning. Now everybody's like, oh, yeah, it was Pippen the reason why they were winning. crazy stuff.
To Siberius's point, I'm not crazy enough to say that he wasn't a good defender, but when the 1991 playoffs are heralded as a moment to look at Scottie's defense, and you go and you look at the defense and you're like, oh, this isn't so good, but you want to be fair and look at his career. I'm like, well, where am I supposed to look if what you told me to look at was bullshit? Where do I look at next?
Yeah.
What series do Scottie Pippen lovers want me to look at? Because the 91 finals thing was a story, just a story. That's just a fucking story. That was a kindness bestowed upon Scottie Pippen in The Last Dance.
I mean, listen, Scottie Pippen had a lot of value on the defensive end. When we're talking, see, when they talk about, guys transitioning over and playing in this era and being, maybe better in this era than they were in their eras, when they talk about playing and going through a 1 through 5, I don't think Scottie Pippen could have played a 1 through 5. Definitely not in the 90s. He's not guarding centers in the 90s. We all know that. But when you talk about the versatility for Scottie Pippen, he did have legit versatility. So there were many times in these playoff scenarios where Scottie Pippen offered, resistance to a degree for other positions that maybe necessarily his own. When you think about the 98 Eastern Conference Finals against Mark Jackson, he was making Mark Jackson work his butt off just to get the ball down across half court. And Mark Jackson was an excellent ball handler and one of the elite passers in the history of the game, and one of the greatest point guards overall. And he struggled just to get the ball off the court a lot of times against Pippen's length and tenacity in that series. He was very effective for that moment. But when you think about the Game 7 in that series, when it came down to needing to stop the primetime player, Reggie Miller, who was guarding him? It was Michael Jordan in that moment, not Scottie Pippen. So although Scottie Pippen was a huge part of them winning because he was doing a job against Mark Jackson, when it came down to the guy you needed to stop in that game, in the fourth quarter, it was Michael Jordan guarding Reggie Miller the same way it was Michael Jordan guarding Magic Johnson in 1991 more often than not. It was the same way when, Ron Harper went down in 96 against Gary Payton. Who switched on to Gary Payton? It was Michael Jordan, not Scottie Pippen. It was Michael Jordan, but Pippen was able to do things like switch off on a Sean Kemp, right? And other guys from time to time, this is what he could do. So Scottie Pippen was absolutely valuable. But like I said, what they're trying to say that he was doing for the Bulls is not true.
Well, and so I made a video recently about Pippen carried Jordan. And one of the things that I talked about in that is all of this Scottie talk and about his greatness is making me examine him more, not less.
Right.
So I'm going back and I'm watching old Bulls games. And now I'm looking at him under a magnifying glass and being like, okay, show me your greatness, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And the thing that's happening is it's exposing more of his weaknesses, more of his shortcomings, things that I either used to ignore or forgive.
Okay,
So
I wanted to.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Well, going back to Isiah Thomas, and again, you're gonna have to forgive me for even acknowledging him, because I said on our last live, they just spout out some stupidity and people talked about it, and this is the new formula. It was like, just say some nonsense and it's a paycheck now. But nevertheless, so he's talking about Durant being inserted there instead of Jordan. I was wondering if people wanted to take a moment and imagine the mental weakness of Pippen combined with the mental weakness of Durant and how far they would have gotten. Like, forget their physical abilities. Like, without a rock like Jordan there to be like, be better, don't make excuses. Consider the bullshit that Pippen pulled on even Jordan. Like someone put in the comments, I'm sorry, I forgot the name, intentionally waiting until the beginning of the season to get back surgery. Your commitment isn't to the team. You're self-absorbed. You're a self-absorbed prick. Jordan's dealing with that being his number 2 guy. And you're telling me that Jordan had an advantage? And you're telling me that burner account Durant would have thrived next to a dude like that? Come on, people. The Bulls are imploding and gone in a season.
Right. I mean,
Well, and it was also Jordan that helped keep Rodman together.
Yep.
And accountable.
There you go. Right.
You think Rodman, if he fucked up, was going to go to Pippen's room and apologize to him? No.
Didn't Jordan got to go and get him in Vegas?
He did.
Right? I mean, like, it wasn't Pippen who went and got him. It wasn't Phil Jackson. It wasn't Jerry Krause. They want to give all these guys the credit for the things that Michael Jordan actually had to go out there and do, for the leadership that he actually showed for these players. AOH, when you mentioned Isiah Thomas, talking about Kevin Durant just dropping him in, and what you said is on the money, because, that's the fatal flaw in this whole argument for Scottie Pippen, is because they're using, quote unquote, Scottie Pippen, and they're not ever going to understand and come to terms that there is no Scottie Pippen the way that you think of him, the way you know him, without him playing alongside Michael Jordan. So if he comes to the Bulls with Kevin Durant in 88, they're not going to develop, like you said, AOH, because Kevin Durant's not that kind of player mentally, and he's not that kind of leader. He's not that kind of person. So when Scottie Pippen says in his book that the first 2 years he didn't take serious because he was out there spending money and he was living the dream, right? When you say those things, that's why we can turn around and then say, you may have cost Michael Jordan more championships and you actually helped them win. Because we can point to these certain times and other scenarios. Like I've mentioned many times, where was Pippen in 95? That was Scottie Pippen's time. 1995 was laid out perfectly for him. He was doing his thing as the guy without Jordan, man. He pointed to the shoot. Jordan came back. Michael Jordan wasn't perfect, but he was good enough where Scottie Pippen could have been the savior for him. He could have been the guy that was like, yo, remember against the Orlando Magic? I saved Jordan that year. All the LeBron James fans can write stories and make videos about it. Scottie Pippen saved Jordan 95 against the Orlando Magic when Jordan was turning the ball over. Pippen was coming out there and hitting fadeaways. He was hitting on the break. He was locking guys down. He was being a leader in the huddle. You didn't get that from Scottie Pippen, no.
It's a painfully good point. It's such a good point, because the way that LeBron fans word it, you would think that there would be multiple examples of the fantasy that you just described. Like, we don't even have one. We don't even have one. Not once did Scottie come to the rescue. Not once. How many times has LeBron's ass been saved? Shit, hasn't been the leading scorer on his team more times than he's been the leading scorer.
Yep.
And you want to talk about Scottie Pippen? Come on, people. You can't even, in Scottie's entire time with Jordan, show me Scottie Pippen coming to the rescue. That example against Orlando was perfect. It's like, here's your chance, Scottie. Fucking take over while Jordan's shaking the rust off.
Nope.
And I showed the difference between their stats in 95.
We got to call him Pippen. We got to call him
minutes.
Pippen from now on.
Yeah.
Pippen.
Oh, Pippen. Oh, Pippen. Like I said, man, you had opportunities. You didn't show up. And like I said, the opportunities that you had, you didn't come through in multiple different ways. Like you said, you didn't show true leadership in a lot of moments. That's the problem for Scottie Pippen ultimately. I mean, you look at a lot of the stuff now. I just saw some recently that Scottie Pippen has made some comments about Rasheed Wallace in the 2000 series against the Los Angeles Lakers. And he said that during that rally, when the Lakers came back against the Trailblazers, because remember, they were up by double digits in the fourth quarter. He said that during that rally, during the timeout, that, the coach drew up a play. And he said that Rasheed Wallace, one of his problems was that he was a hothead. He said he couldn't control his emotion. This is Scottie Pippen's words. And he said that there was a moment during the timeout where they drew up a play, and they were trying to stop the rally by the Lakers. And he said that Rasheed Wallace proceeded to say, coming out of the huddle, no, we're not going to run that play. I have a play in my mind that we're going to run instead. And he was essentially putting blame and, putting accountability on someone like Rasheed Wallace for the collapse in the 2000 Western Conference Finals. And these kinds of comments, these kinds of moments is why Scottie Pippen is the way he was. And that's why you were Jordan's sidekick, because you were never a true leader. When you had opportunities to be a leader, no one needed Scottie Pippen to average 30 in that series. They were up by 20. All you had to do was be a leader out there. Get your team on the same page and make a play. Be a playmaker, but you couldn't do it.
Well, no, another shining example is when Kukoc took the last shot instead of him. They ran that play with Scottie before that, and he fucking missed, which is why Phil didn't go with him. You had the chance. You didn't deliver. You missed that opportunity. And Phil's a racist, apparently.
Right. So, I mean, guys, think about what you just said, Pierce. That was right on the money, man. If in that moment, right, because remember the whole scene that played out there. When they called the play, Scottie Pippen went off to the side on the bench and pouted and moaned. You remember, though, everyone was trying to get him to come back in the game. Yep. Everybody was like, yo, Pippen, come on, man, we need you. Bill Cartwright, all the guys were trying to get him to come back in. So let's think about that. If Phil Jackson in that moment says, oh, my God, I'm being racist right now, let me hold on here. Hey, Scottie, come over here, Scottie. I don't want to be racist, Scottie. We're going to give you the shot. If he does it in that moment, he conforms to Scottie Pippen, the Bulls go down 3-0, man, because he ain't making that damn shot.
Nope.
Yo, I want people to understand how difficult that shot that Tony Kukoc hit was, guys. That was a very, very difficult shot that he hit, man. And I want people to understand that Tony Kukoc hitting that shot was not luck. Go look at Tony Kukoc's game-winning shots for the Bulls. Go look at his mixtape. The dude was money in these scenarios. That's what he did.
When they had run that play over and over and over, and Tony was the one that delivered.
Yup.
And then Cartwright had. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, he's not going by pineapple. PM mid-range, but AOH. No, all right. We'll go. Yeah, no, I sent it. I'll go double check. All right, I'll go resend it. I'm sorry, I fucked everybody up just for that.
No, you good, man. You good. Let me read off a couple of these supers real quick. Shout to Red Factor 216. Losing more respect for Isiah Thomas daily over that wild take on KD. MJ was a leader and relentless on offense and defense, and KD is not. KD is a tremendous scorer, but NJ was on another planet. Yo, shout to the Red Factor because you're on the money with that.
Hey, so another way of looking at it, can you imagine? Look at Scottie with his passive aggressive commercials and going on all these podcasts and his book writing. How well do you think Scottie Pippen would have handled Durant's burner accounts? like Jordan, we can at least make an argument that he wouldn't even pay attention. He'd be like, just go fuck yourselves with your childishness. Like I want to believe that Jordan wouldn't even have been on social media. That's my fantasy. I don't think
he would have.
Okay. But whether he would have or wouldn't have, like, does anything about Scottie Pippen indicate to you that he would have handled Durant's burner accounts very well, or being called retarded?
I think that's another great point that you make, AOH. I think that sometimes when we hear some people, try to describe some of these players, they're not describing who they really are. Like when they say, oh, you put LeBron with Scottie Pippen and they're going to win, they'll go 6-0-2. What makes you think that LeBron James' personality, the way his career has played out, and the way that he's never developed anybody really, he's never taken somebody under his wing, what makes these people think that these kinds of dynamics and personalities and games are going to go together when there's no evidence that it would? When we talk about a lot of these scenarios with Michael Jordan, a lot of it is based off the mentality that we know. Michael Jordan's mindset, his competitiveness, we know that that's a proven entity, man. I don't care about what numbers he might put up in this era versus his era. It doesn't matter. We know that his mindset is a certain way. We know his competitive fire is a certain way. That can't be denied. A lot of these guys, they don't have those characteristics. They don't have those qualities about them. They're not as competitive. A lot of the great players were. So when they make up these weird scenarios about, this guy playing with this guy, and you mentioned it, how are these sensitive personalities like a Scottie Pippen or Kevin Durant, of two sensitive dudes playing with each other? Weak ass stuff, man. It ain't never going to work. Who is going to lead who over the bad boy Pistons? Who is going to lead who over the New York Knicks? You think Kevin Durant's, hey, I saw your short, AOH, when you snapped the twig. That's what the New York Knicks would do. They would snap Kevin Durant in half. They were snapping Scottie Pippen in half if it wasn't for Michael Jordan going nose to nose with Xavier McDaniel. If it wasn't Michael Jordan being the guy to pick up Horace Grant and get behind people, they're not getting past those teams.
Yeah. Hey, can we have a media commercial break? Can you put the intro on again for just a few seconds?
Oh, yo, let's play it.
It's great.
Goats get it done. They don't make
I'm gonna start it over.
LeBron, you've been a
Let's do it.
clutch player basically your whole career. When the going gets tough,
Yo, shout out to you guys on a Friday. You
I'm
guys
rolling
stand
with
by.
LeBron.
I'm going to go get a water real quick.
LeBron, you've been a clutch player basically your whole career. When the going gets tough, I mean, you're always hitting.
I want to roll you into a little ball and shove you up my vagina. You could just live there. It's warm and it's cozy.
Your vagina?
appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Goats get it done. They don't make excuses.
Whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping.
I'm gonna get a water too.
Flopping,
We'll all be right back.
flopping, and dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping,
I'll be right back also.
whining, crying, flopping, and dropping, flopping, and dropping, flopping, and dropping.
Goats get it done. They don't make excuses.
Whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining, crying, flopping, dropping, whining,
Flopping and dropping.
flopping.
Look at the halftime show provided by Sports and Fitness Rants. Thank you, sir.
Flopping and dropping, man. Shout out to my man AOH again, man. Oh, goodness gracious. I love that song. Shout out to all you guys, man. I know you guys appreciate that. Goodness gracious, man. It's good stuff right there.
All right, I'm back.
And Pineapple, you definitely have the link now. Just FYI. Oh, who's this?
Yo,
Somebody
check,
has,
check. Can you hear us? Is that McZuggins?
Yes, sir. Can y'all hear me?
yeah, somebody has YouTube on in the background.
Oh, I have YouTube on the background, but I can't hear y'all.
I can hear you.
Robin walked away. Siberius, speak.
Check, check. What's up?
Yep, I am here.
What's up, Pineapple? Congrats on the channel.
Can you hear us?
All right. Not a good plug.
Nope.
Let's try.
Anyway.
Maybe we'll come back or we'll bring it back on.
All right.
Check, check. McZuggins, can you hear us?
I'm not hearing y'all.
That's crazy. Yeah, I
We
can hear you
you.
great.
Turn off your thing in the background, maybe.
Flopping and dropping.
Flopping and dropping out of the internet. Oh, goodness gracious. Once again, shout out to you guys. Oh, man, we got a couple more supers in here.
Read the supers.
Shout out to Rise Above Anything. Scottie and Isiah, both insecure lames. Absolutely. I mean, it's the same personalities out here. Shout out to Mike Novak. If carrying, traveling, double dribble were called today as if it was in 1960, you dribble like Bob Cousy too. F off, JJ Redick. Yo, shout out to Mike Novak. And Mike Novak got some great comments, man. Oh, that was great. F off, yeah, F off, JJ. I like that. Oh, goodness gracious. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yay! Stupid flat Earth or round Earth rather.
Oh, so yo, what he wants to call you? PMR mid range?
You can call me whatever you want, man. Pineapple, PMR, McZuggins, doesn't matter. I put pineapple. I put pineapple mid range as the channel name, and then when I went to go make the handle, man, YouTube's got like pineapple blocked in every possible form.
That's why I'm the real Siberius.
Yeah, so I just put
Siberius.
I just put PMR mid range and ran with it. I'll change it later. Who knows?
Yep, that works.
Or I won't, and it'll just be like that forever. I don't know. Whatever people like. I gotta tell you, man, I'm having a rough time. It's been a rough week. I'm really glad to be with you guys instead.
Why was
I got a new pillow the other day.
Oh, the adjustments. Not a bed too, and a pillow.
It's brutal, man. And at our age, like I can't keep doing. I may never get another pillow again. I don't know how people do it.
You got a LeBron James pillow. All right.
No, but thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No, yo, thanks for coming through, man. I mean, listen, like I said, it's great to have you and Siberius on here. Join me in AOH. Shout out to Steppy J coming through with the super sports and fitness rant. You forgot the Mighty Ducks. Yeah, yo, shout out to you. I did a video a couple weeks ago about my favorite sports movies, and I didn't mention the Mighty Ducks in the video. But shout out to the Mighty Ducks. Anybody out there that remembers the Mighty Ducks?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they were great.
I remember actually, if you want to go find it, there's an old Reddit thread from, I don't know, probably 10 years ago now, of a bunch of pro hockey players, like half the NHL got in on this one massive thread, just tearing down Mighty Ducks 2, arguing about what would have been legal, what wouldn't have been legal. It's amazing. It's like pages of just half the NHL going to town on the Mighty Ducks. Apparently they all love it.
That's awesome. That's crazy.
It's incredible.
Oh, that's
make
great.
sure you get through your supers, and then maybe have these guys break down the Bleacher Report stupidity.
Yeah, we're gonna do that right now. I was thinking about the same thing. Shout out to you guys, man. Mike Novak became a YouTube member. Shout out to Mike Novak for coming through. Austin Casey gifted 5 memberships, Sports and Fitness Rants. Man, you guys, like I said, man, it is truly humbling. Thank you very much. Xavier the God. What did Scottie do when MJ retired and he was off the Bulls? Exactly. I told you, he folded up in that Game 7 against the New York Knicks. I know that. Shout out to Mike Novak again. I think MJ's teammates were so bad prior to 1990 that Pippen seemed like a superhero. P.S. I'm a Bulls fan from birth. That's actually a good point. They were pretty damn bad. And shout out to Xavier the God again, who comes through and says if KD played in the 80s, 90s, or early 2000s, he would leave notes in other players' lockers instead of talking ish to them because he's a beta man. Maybe leave a little post-it in their lockers.
No, do you know? Wait. I want to respond to that for a second. Do y'all remember Pippen when they were doing when there was all the contract stuff towards the end there of him leaving and or wanting to leave, thought he was getting screwed by the Bulls, and he did actually get screwed at the end there. But do you remember like all his comments in the media and how that was like a big story?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you remember how vague he was when talking to the media? You cannot convince me he wouldn't be the #1 vague poster on Twitter if he played today. Just random emojis of random farm animals and all that stuff. Like there's, I guess a soda can now. I don't know, but it would just be vague, random nonsense.
Not that we should dwell on that dark chapter, but refresh us, because I actually wasn't paying attention to Scottie's comments.
Oh, he felt he was getting under. I mean, you know the story. Like he felt he was getting grossly underpaid, and he kind of was. They were trying to make the contracts fit, and they were paying Michael Jordan a bunch and paying half the roster, and he felt he was worth more. Was kind of half threatening to leave, but.
Oh, you talking in '98?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
But all of his, anytime he was asked about it in the news, he would always just say super vague things about, like, well, you know, you got to be where you're happy, you got to be where you're valued. You know, if Chicago likes me, that just like, so are you going to leave? Are you not going to leave? What are you going to do? Like, what are you thinking about? Nothing. He was always just had the most like PR vague, don't want to answer the question, but don't want to get in trouble answers. All right, so I'm just imagining putting Twitter in his hands.
Here's a specific question about those days. regarding Pippen. I got to get in the habit of Pippen.
Mr. Pippen.
Did Portland or Houston, either one of them, speak about his leadership as an asset that they were looking for?
I never heard that.
I don't remember that happening.
That'd be, yeah, I don't know. I'd just be curious if they went so far as to pretend that he was going to bring leadership.
I mean, it's possible, but I don't remember any of that at all.
Hell no.
I don't remember anything about leadership. I don't remember a whole lot about leadership on the Bulls.
No. Why?
Only
Why
him.
would
He's
he?
the only one talking about the leadership that he had.
Right.
Even on I went to one of the ceremonies. Even on the 50th anniversary, you all remember that? Like the 50 greatest for the 50th anniversary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember leadership being mentioned either.
Nope. Because back then they didn't lie.
Yep.
Yeah, leadership from the surgery room.
Yo, again, shout out to all you guys in the chat for coming through, man. We got the real Siberians. We got McZuggins coming, joined us on a Friday night rant. Now, we want to talk and focus on, that weird Bleacher report that they came out with the top 15, quote unquote, pure scores in NBA's history. And I want to get your guys' opinion on, the names that were on the list, whether you thought those names were good or if you guys had names you wanted to add and names you want to take off. So I want to read off the names 1 through 15, and we'll talk about, some of this stuff. So at number 1, they had Steph Curry. Number 2, Kevin Durant. Number 3, Michael Jordan. Number 4, Joel Embiid. Number 5, LeBron James. Number 6, SGA. Number 7, George Gervin. Number 7, Luka Doncic. Number 8, Luka Doncic. Number 9, Nikola Jokic. Number 10, Kobe. Number 11, Giannis. Number 12, Kyrie Irving. Number 13, Shaquille O'Neal. Number 14, Donovan Mitchell. And number 15, Karl Malone. Those are the top 15, quote-unquote, pure scorers in the history of the NBA.
So is it intentional to leave it up to whoever's reading to decide in their own minds what pure scorer means?
Well, no, that's what we need to decide, and we're going to talk about that first. What is a pure score? Like, what were your first thoughts when you heard or saw the word pure? What do you think of?
Well, is it like Dwayne Wade seeing and watching or whatever he fucking said?
What's hilarious is I pointed that out, that exact thing in my video.
I know you did.
Fucking ridiculous.
Oh my.
Right. So, what were your first thoughts? 'Cause I the same thing I wrote down here. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I got it. I'm the negative one here. My mind is mostly on how do we effectively just get people to stop taking Bleacher Report seriously, not by discussing the stupidity that they put out. Yet I understand why we're doing it, but and us ignoring them isn't enough. But like, how are we ever going to bring this nonsense to an end? Just the next publication puts out their list. How many lists came out this year, by the way? A lot
of them were terrible.
I know.
Well, so this is an interesting thought that I had, and I didn't put it in my video, and I'm upset because I didn't think about it in time. If you look at that list of 15 players, 9 of them are active players.
Yep.
And an abundance of those players are players that either make LeBron look bad or that beat him.
And yet he's above many of them on that
and
list.
He's above many of them. However, KD beat him in the finals. Steph Curry beat him in the finals. They have to make them into this insurmountable obstacle to overcome to justify his losing.
I mean, I heard he vanquished his rivals. I don't know what you people are talking about.
Rivals.
They got to come out with the purest dunkers list so that they can put LeBron on something again.
Pure dunker. I like that. The pure
How about redundant dunkers?
Yes.
I'll be honest, man. I didn't read. I don't read. I try not to read Bleacher Report whenever possible.
Thank you.
But so so this is pure sort of, I guess, hot take territory. I'm hearing this for the first time, but it strikes me that half of that list, like, how are they pure score? Like Karl Malone, a pure scorer? Are you kidding me? Shaq, a pure scorer? Like is that to say that they didn't dominate in other areas? That's all they could. That's like their main thing.
Right. Well, so McSuggins, right. Exactly. So how are we defining what they mean by pure scores? Because I think that is really what I think this conversation needs to be about. Because when the names that they mention on here, like if you have Michael Jordan third on this list, and this is not to pump up Michael Jordan and just continue to talk about Michael Jordan, but if you have Michael Jordan third on this list, if you look at the guys that they have on this list and you look at their points per game, their rookie season, no one sniffs Michael Jordan's points per game as a rookie. So if we're just saying pure scores, in my mind, I'm thinking guys that just come in can score no matter what. They just score. It don't matter if they're a rookie. It don't matter the kind of defense they're going against. These dudes are just going to score because they have a mentality and they got a game to match that. Michael Jordan averaged 28 points per game as a rookie. They got Steph Curry number one. Steph Curry averaged 17 points a game as a rookie. 17 freaking points a rookie. So how are you a pure scorer when as a rookie, you were not purely scoring? You weren't doing that. I mean, you got 17 points a game. I mean, no disrespect. That's good for a rookie. Kevin Durant, 20 points per game as a rookie. 20. That pales in comparison to 28 points per game. Joel Embiid, 20 points per game as a rookie. SGA, 10 points per game as a rookie. And he played every single game, and he was a full-time starter. And he averaged 10 points per freaking game. SGA is a rookie. But he's a pure scorer? I don't know what pure score means. It doesn't have a meaning.
How come Scottie Pippen's not on that list when Scottie Pippen was interchangeable and was carrying Jordan and whatnot? Shouldn't he be on that list?
You think so? Yeah.
That's a great question.
But and what was Scottie Pippen's points rookie season? Wasn't it 7 or something like that?
I think, yeah.
7.
Yeah. And that's why he's not on the list. You're like, oh, hey guys, forget about Scottie for just one argument. But as soon as we want to demean Jordan again, we'll bring him back.
Right.
I mean, also,
it's really crazy when you think about some of those guys that they mentioned on this list, and we're talking about what they did just scoring the ball as a pure score. There's a lot of guys to me that they left off that I would have put on here. Now we don't have to go through and rank them 1 through 15 like personally, but to me, how is Giannis Antetokounmpo a pure score? That doesn't make any sense to me.
We still don't know what it means, by the way.
I mean, can we at least agree on a baseline that you have to be on the court to be considered on this list?
Well, that'd be nice.
Like, can we really have this many games not played and be on the list? Is that really fair?
Yeah. So, all right, Joel Embiid needs to be off the list then.
Yeah.
But they had him 4th. Joel Embiid is 4th. He's 4th. And listen, Joel Embiid, man, can score some points. We get it. But like you said, you're never even on the court. And again, you're not even on the court in the weakest era. So what makes me believe that you're going to be able to withstand actual hard physical defense in a much tougher era when you can't even survive in this weak-ass era? You ain't going to be a pure scorer in the 90s or the 80s going against some of the elite big men down low every night. I mean, my goodness.
I think I must have just out of self-preservation not heard you say Joel Embiid earlier. Joel Embiid was number 4 on that list?
Number 4.
Jesus.
Right behind Michael Jordan.
Yep.
What the Joel Embiid shouldn't be remembered in NBA history at all.
He ain't playing enough.
Fuck.
You ain't playing enough to be remembered. You got to be there to be remembered. My goodness. This is insane. I mean, but just think about some of the guys. Like you made a point here. You said Karl Malone earlier. Karl Malone to me is not a pure scorer. Karl Malone was a consistent scorer. That's what he did. Because every night Karl Malone was going to be there, and Karl Malone was going to give you 25, 26, 27, 28 points a night. He was going to be there with John Stockton, man. But he wasn't a pure scorer. I mean, Karl Malone averaged 14 points a game his rookie season. These guys are not coming in the NBA pure scores. If you think about some of the great players pre-merger, because all these guys are pretty much newer age players, except for like a Michael Jordan or a George Gervin, some of the guys that were on here, man. Think about someone like Jerry West or Elgin Baylor. Elgin Baylor wasn't a pure scorer. All the guy did was score. He's a freaking scorer. I mean, Will Chamberlain wasn't. How is Will Chamberlain not on the list?
That's true. I mean, doesn't he have like 7 scoring titles?
Like, he's not even top 15. Will Chamberlain, you couldn't put him 15?
It wasn't
Giannis
pure.
is a better scorer than Will Chamberlain. Pure score. That's crazy
pure.
stuff. This is insane, man. I don't get it. Larry Bird's not there?
Yep.
What?
So going along with ridiculous lists like Bleacher Report puts out and not even knowing what pure scoring means, but the readers being willing to be like, oh wow, look at this new list. I need to respect these people. And I'm going to take us back to Isiah Thomas again. and I heard this on the basketball show today, that as bad and as salty as him saying the things as he was saying were just in and of themselves, he was factually incorrect. He wasn't even stating correct things when he was making his points. And this is the new norm. And I go back to a video I did about Rick Bucher pointing out LeBron James going on McAfee's show and basically admitting that he flops, but using the excuses that I've, always been in the bottom of getting foul calls in the NBA. And it's complete and utter nonsense. Like, he's never been below the top like 2% or whatever in his entire career. Rick Bucher found out. It's like, where's the punishment for fucking lying? Just straight up going on a show and lying. And where's the punishment for the host allowing the lie or not coming back and apologizing? Sorry, we broadcast some bullshit. I mean, it's just relentless fucking bullshit.
Because it just moves. It just moves immediately to the next stupid thing that somebody else said 5 minutes later.
Hey, Rob, how many times have I said I can't keep up? How many times do we say I can't keep
Nobody
up?
can keep
the
up.
Next insane, stupid fucking headline.
You know what we're realizing? Go ahead, McZuggins.
Well, I was going to say, the funny thing about it to me, though, is that none of those, like all the views that you rack up with that, none of that stuff ends up really translating to a whole lot of revenue, which is what they've been finding out in the last few years.
Yep.
Like that's where all the ESPN layoffs came from. I mean, you just can't, like, nobody, it just doesn't. So what?
Well, then
right?
why isn't that translated to a change in strategy then?
What are you in terms of like the league?
Well, they're still cranking out stupid people on TV, even after realizing it doesn't work.
Yeah, because it's good. It's good for the host. It's good for the people talking. Like, the talking heads get enough attention, and there's still enough companies that care about it, or there's still enough people that care about it. So they keep getting jobs, or they are able to make their own show, or they're able to go collab with other shows. They're able to maintain their access.
You're saying that the people who sold their souls to come onto that show, it doesn't pay out to them. But I'm
saying it doesn't pay out for the networks that put these shows on. It doesn't pay on for the networks that put these podcasts together. That's where it doesn't go. Actually, the podcast part, it kind of does. But like ESPN or ABC or TNT, all that stuff, that's what they lose. They lose money. I mean, they lost so much money. They're almost out of the NBA at this point. Like, they have the smallest deal by far. They have the fewest games by far. They have the fewest shows. Now it's all like really cheap debate format type things, but they're all really cheap now compared to what they were before. Like, all the big, like, or not all, I guess I don't want to exaggerate too much, but most of like the biggest names or the highest salaries, they've already moved on, or they've left, or they've pivoted. They've gotten roped in to being football, but they're all in on football and pulled back most of their, in the last, in the last rights deal. They pulled back enormously and put all their money into the NFL instead. I mean, they even gave away a piece of themselves to the NFL. The NFL now owns a piece of ESPN.
Wow.
McZuggins, you said something there. You said that it's more about debate shows now. A lot of this stuff is more geared and focused towards debate shows. The problem, is, because you're right about that, and the problem is for the NBA, more specifically, is that they're never debating with the facts. They're debating half-truths. They're debating narratives. So, like AOH mentioned, a lot of times these guys will come on here and they'll make an argument for a player, or they'll say something on the air. When you look into it, it's not even close to being factually accurate. Not even close. But they bank on the people out there watching this stuff that have not been around to actually know the difference for what they're saying. And that's the problem, because you're not really pushing the game forward by trying to promote this era, by trying to say that the guys prior were not that great, or you're trying to create a narrative around the past players, and that these guys are somehow doing something that those guys were. I told you, they try to make it seem as if those guys were playing on 8-foot rims back in the 50s and the 60s, and they were playing with a different kind of ball, and they were playing on a different kind of court. The court never changed. They never changed the rim, guys. The rim never changed. If anything, the rim might have been higher back then for some of those guys because of the way they hung those things in some of these places, man. So if anything, it was harder for those guys, not easier. But they try to explain this away as if they weren't playing basketball, they were playing some other sport, and it was easier for them back then. Blah 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 blah. I don't really get, like I said, how you're helping to push the game forward here.
I don't think they're trying to push the game forward at all. I don't think that's their agenda in any way, shape, or form. I think it comes down to they're trying to push their continuous narratives. They're trying to maintain the lies, and I don't know. I don't get it either. I don't understand how it's a thing, and how if they're losing money that it hasn't changed their position on it, and that they're not taking a more honest.
Well, the league is not losing money. The league is making money. The league is making stupid amounts of money. It's the networks that are losing money.
So Ron Artest.
Go ahead, AOH. Go ahead.
Well, Ron Artest is someone I saw in my search results for this who went off on them. I mean, when Ron Artest has to call BS, it's some BS. But he says, no way, Jordan is the best scorer. Please stop. He averaged 28 points his rookie year. You all need to stop. 6 rings, 6 finals MVPs, 10 scoring titles. 9. Oh, I'm sorry. He repeated himself 4 times. I didn't understand what I was reading. 10. Do you understand? 10. This will be one accolade that will never be reached. And then I went to Bleacher Report's website. Pure is a word you often hear attached to Durant's name. It's not hard to see why. His jumper is mechanically and aesthetically flawless, or at least close to flawless. He's a genuine 3. He's a genuine 3-level scorer. He's never been reliant on the whistle to get his points. And
No.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. I gave you some fuel. Go ahead.
No. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
I just wanted to, check the boxes and go and actually see if they tried to define what pure means. And by the way, the headline leads with Kevin Durant's name, ranking Kevin Durant and the NBA's top 15 pure scorers of all time. I mean, Kevin Durant should be fading into the darkness with this, his goofy behavior, this burner account. But you know what? He went on LeBron's podcast, threw Michael Jordan under the bus as best as he could, disrespected the past, and he's being rewarded. I mean, people see the pattern, act like a piece of shit, and you'll be rewarded.
But how can you say that's the criteria and then have Shaq on it? Like, what was mechanically perfect about Shaq's jump shot? I want to hear it.
I mean, see, and that's why I said there's no definitive explanation or definition for how they're interpreting this. Like you said, the wording doesn't even match the list in this instance. But if you think about Shaquille O'Neal, he's definitely a scorer. I mean, he averaged 23 points a game as a rookie when a lot of these other guys that were higher up on the list averaged in the teens. So when you think about what he was doing from the minute he came in the NBA, he was unstoppable in that regard. So does that make him a pure scorer? Same thing for Will. How do you not have Will Chamberlain on here? This doesn't make any freaking sense. Where's Rick Barry? Where's Allen Iverson? Allen Iverson's not a pure scorer. What else did Allen Iverson do? The man was pure scorer. That's it. There was nothing. That's why he got one game against the Lakers in the finals, because he was so pure at scoring. The man just scored. He was relentless. He never stopped. These guys just kept going. How are these guys not pure scorers? I mean, like I said, you have Donovan Mitchell here. You have Karl Malone, Shaquille O'Neal, Giannis, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Jordan, LeBron. I mean, that's the most random group of people that I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, if we're going to go by mechanics of the shot, how is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar not number one? How is the skyhook not number one? How is the skyhook not? No. If you're going to go by just those words, the most mechanical shot, unguardable, unblockable, how is the skyhook not number one then? Or how is Jordan's fadeaway not number one or number two?
Yeah.
No, Oscar Robertson averaged 30 his rookie season, but Oscar Robertson ain't no pure scorer. He's not even on here.
Hey, I don't think you read this one from Mike Novak. He gave a super, and he said, most recent time he saw an NBA player shed blood diving for a loose ball. I'll wait. And this is interesting because
Wait. You have to have the qualifier of shed blood. Is that what he said?
yeah, that's a good point. Just how about diving for the ball would have probably been enough.
I thought it was the first time in 40 years or 23 years.
Well, for LeBron, it was. But we're talking about Bleacher Report, and I'm pretty sure it was Bleacher Report that I called out not too long ago for putting in this zoomed in overlaying graphic, supposedly showing a red scraped up injury on LeBron's leg as he's laying there. I'm like, this doesn't even exist. Have you guys seen this injury?
I didn't see that.
Have any of you guys ever dove on a wood basketball floor and from scraping your knee that fast, like instantaneously, it was blood red?
No,
it takes a minute. It's
Okay.
pink. You think it's fine, and then after a little
So
while,
here
it starts bleeding.
Right this is the world we live in now. We have fake graphics from a fake news agency making people celebrate LeBron diving for the ball for the first time in his career.
You know what I remember? I remember when I used to play baseball.
Thank
right?
you for the
I
super,
remember
Mike.
When you
Sorry.
were a kid, you would slide in the dirt and you would get, like they call it, a raspberry on your leg. You'd get this, it would be bleeding, immediately blood. That's the only time I remember. If you would slide on, like I said, you're sliding on the ground, you're sliding on the dirt, and you get this raspberry on your leg. A lot of us that played baseball understand this. It's different than sliding on a hardwood floor.
Yep.
well, no, because one's an abrasion and sliding on a hardwood floor is more of a burn.
Right.
It
know, it's
doesn't
funny,
bleed immediately.
It just struck me talking about the saying fake stuff about fake injuries. There's fake blood. How many times have we seen LeBron and half the other people like check it constantly, checking their nose, checking their forehead, checking their, oh man, bleed. Oh wait, no, do I got blood? Do I got blood? Is it bleeding now? Is it bleeding now?
Trying.
Now is it bleeding? Maybe it's bleeding now.
He's trying to draw blood on himself.
Yeah, but like for 5 minutes.
I mean, I'll
And then
never
when he-
forget that interaction with LeBron James and that female trainer where he kept looking at his arm and there's nothing there, and she's looking at him and he's looking at his arm and like, "Oh, what do you want me to do, dude? There's nothing wrong with your arm."
Yeah, but then 5 minutes later, once the trainer's done, once the timeout is over, once everybody's settled down, then we go to take the free throw, and then we get the ball. We got to put the ball under our arm and check one more time. Just make sure. Let's just make sure. And it's still not bleeding. How many cuts have you had that 5 minutes later there's not blood?
Well,
that
it
is so
depends
true.
on how many times I went to the AOH of injuries and got treated. I'm like Wolverine.
Wolverine. Shout out to Mike Novak for coming through again. No disrespect to KD and Curry, but without a 3-point line and the modern foul calling, KD and Steph are 2 and 3 mile behind MJ on that list. Yeah, no, listen, I don't know how you can have Michael Jordan third behind those guys. If you wanted to put Michael Jordan third behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or you wanted to put Michael Jordan third behind, like, those guys, or Wilt Chamberlain, or, somebody like that, man, okay. But to put him behind Kevin Durant, who we saw struggle many times against defenses, in many occasions not be a pure scorer, even right now, I don't see pure scoring from Kevin Durant. Yeah, maybe his jumper might be pure, but his scoring ability damn sure ain't like that. And Steph Curry, to me, he's not a greater scorer than Michael Jordan. I respect Steph Curry's scoring ability.
I think the number I heard today was Kevin Durant has 7,000 points from threes, and Jordan has about 1,700.
Wow.
Oh, if we're going to talk about that, then Pistol Pete's got to be on the list. Didn't he have like 20-something points per game without a 3-point line?
Yeah.
I mean,
Should
he's a
absolutely
pure
be on
scorer,
that
right?
list.
Impossible to have threes and still got more, I think. It still got over 20.
I mean, Dominique Wilkins could score in a myriad of different ways. I mean, he was just walking around scoring all kinds of points. Bob Pettit was one of the great scorers. I mean, these guys are just pure scorers, man. I mean, like I said, how are we defining this in what role? Like I said, we talking about guys that could score against the toughest defenses, and they were so pure that it didn't matter what kind of defense they went against. They were always going to be there and do these kinds of things. I don't understand that. Like I said, the list and some of the guys that were on this list, and where they ranked, on the list.
If we're going to go by
the thing.
that, it's
go ahead.
Allen Iverson. I just have to put his name in the ring if we're gonna go by that. It's Allen Iverson.
Right. Allen Iverson, you haven't mentioned, right? Exactly.
It has to be in there. Well, that's the thing. In my video, I was pointing out, fuck the list. The list is a joke. It's all the names that aren't on the list that I find most egregious.
Yep, that's true.
Well, I just don't know what I can agree with or not agree with. It doesn't make any sense. Pure score, by what capacity can you put Shaq? Is it like, do they have some kind of like advanced stat rating that they're doing this off of?
Right, exactly.
I don't think there was any type of statistical analysis that went into it. I think they were just chucking names on a list, and whatever stuck, they decided, fuck it, that's good enough.
That's true. Maybe I'm giving it too much credit. Maybe there's absolutely no reasoning whatsoever.
Well, so from my understanding, so when I made this video, somebody was pointing out that Bleacher Report has been sold. It's not operated by the same individuals that ran it 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And somebody claimed, and they couldn't substantiate it, but they claimed that it's now associated with FYF.
Oh my goodness.
So FYF has their own fucking agenda that they're going to stick to. And any list that they create. I mean, so Kobe was 10th on that list.
Yeah.
And then on the top 100 list, he was 11th. What are you talking about?
Right. Exactly. I mean, they have LeBron James is the 5th pure scorer in NBA history. LeBron James is a pure scorer? No, he's not. And once again, in what definition, in what capacity is he a pure scorer? LeBron James number 5. That's insane.
I need some variety from this moronic Bleacher Report thing that doesn't even deserve our attention. I want to go back to, because I have to admit, it was the old days. Even if you wanted to follow every team in the NBA, it was pretty fucking hard because you just didn't have access. But I'm looking at the teams in the NBA right now, and how many are just dog shit. Just dog shit. I mean, I feel like almost every night the Lakers are playing a mind-bogglingly dog shit team.
Oh, goodness gracious.
What is the NBA worse than it's ever been in terms of
yes,
it is.
Oh, sorry. You were going to say in terms of something. I should wait for that.
Go ahead. I don't need to qualify it.
Oh, just yes. Just whatever you were going to say. Yes.
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 Okay, but you two are numbers guys, and Robin, you're the memory keeper. Go. Do you have any numbers to throw at us that help us understand just like how we don't even really expect goodness from so many teams anymore, and we can't take people seriously anymore? I mean, how the number of games that are played where you can just say, yeah, that's going to be a win. Yeah. Oh, this is the schedule. Okay. That's going to be a win.
That's a great point, AOH, that you're making. But also we add on to that a lot of these instances that you're talking about, the schedule and checking off a win, also comes when a team comes in to play another team and that team is resting all their starters for no reason. All the starters are out. Everyone's out. And then you get a game, and then you wake up in the morning and the score is 145-97. And you're like, how the hell is it 145-97? And then you realize every starter is out for the other team, and you don't even know why. Guys were out with the fingernail change. Guy was out with an eyelash missing. You never know why guys are out. You know what I'm saying? Weird scenarios. I told you, your boy Porzingis was out with undisclosed illness. These guys are just out. Remember Luka Doncic at the beginning of the season was out with a sprained finger? A sprained finger? Like, you think a sprained finger is keeping out Bill Russell? Like, come on, man. Like, but you want to be mentioned with those guys. We're not going to mention you with the great players when you guys are missing games and you got these scores that are getting run up. And also that contributes to the problem with the NBA, like you mentioned. Listen, I got League Pass, man. I told you guys, man. It's hard to watch a full NBA game, and I try to sometimes for the sake of my channel and for the sake of some of these videos that I do. But it's very hard to do this because of the play style of a lot of the teams and the players themselves. When you're watching a game and guys are going up and down, guys didn't even make it across half court yet. No one's under the rim to rebound, and they already chucked the damn shot up. I don't understand the strategy behind a lot of these games that I'm watching and how the players play. You switch on to T2 teams. Oh, man, these guys are playing. You turn it on. They're not playing. No one's there, man. You got
And you
the
can't-
teams
expect-
against each other.
You can't expect them to stay healthy throughout the playoffs either.
Nope.
Mr. Shanny, I've got to agree with, who provided a super chat. Thank you. I'm hoping that Houston slides out and Phoenix slides in. Let Dylan Brooks match up with Scrubnificent in the playoffs again. Am I the only one who thinks that would be a more compelling matchup?
Absolutely, it would be.
That would be fantastic.
Anyone disagree with that? Anyone else think that would, forget the compelling adjective. How about just a better, a more competitive matchup for the team against team, not just Brooks versus LeBron?
Yeah, I think that'd be great. I think it'll be fantastic. Also, because you have Devin Booker and Luka Doncic, they have a really big rivalry. Devin Booker and Luka Doncic, obviously, they have a personal thing for several years battling against each other when Luka was on the Mavericks. So, yeah, I think there's a great storylines there.
Okay. I derailed us again, but I thought that was important. Thanks for the super, Mr.
So real quick, one of you do me a favor, pick a random year from the 90s. I want to show that I'm not cherry picking.
Let's go with 92.
Okay. Go on, continue. I'm just checking something randomly.
Well, back to the compelling, how compelling the game is, or the worst state of the game, or all that stuff. You mentioned being a numbers guy. I'm not really I guess I'm kind of a numbers guy, but I'm mostly on the incentive side, the structure, the economics of the league. But there's really only one number. If your viewership is down 83%, it's clearly not compelling. If people don't want to watch it, it's clearly not compelling enough to watch. Like that's the only number you need. If nobody's watching, it must not be good enough to watch.
No, you're just being disrespectful as a fan.
You need to be teached.
Yes, I am being disrespectful as a fan. Absolutely. You can't respect this.
Right.
It's not basketball.
Right. And the players are at the point now where they want the fans to just shut up and be like, yo, what y'all complain about? Just shut up and enjoy watching the game. Either way, they don't want to hold the same standard. They don't want us to hold them to a standard. They just want us to shut up and watch the game, no matter what the level you're getting out there from these fools.
Yeah, but most fans have shut up. Most fans aren't watching. Most fans have shut up.
They just tune out completely. I did not watch the NBA for 22 fucking years. I just tuned out. Now, I wish, knowing what I know now, that I would have watched until, say, 2010, 2012, and then checked out. But I didn't know. I didn't know what was going to happen. But real quick, I was going to say, talking about those numbers and how we were talking about, is the NBA worse than it was before? So AOH picked 1992 at random. I did not cherry pick anything. The top team in the Eastern Conference won 67 games. The bottom team in the Eastern Conference won 21 games. This year, the highest team in the East has won 53 games. The least team has won 16 games. Now, I realize the season is not over, but that is a dramatic contrast in wins and losses from top team to bottom team between 2 years of the NBA.
Nice work.
That's, man. Now you're a hater. Now you're really a hater.
I mean, that's a moniker I wear proudly, so thank you. That means a lot to me.
Right, and I'm sure if you go down the line of a lot of the players from that era, because I've done videos on the MVP caliber players in the past and how those guys were always in the lineup. Those guys were always there. So that adds to the greatness of your league. If you turn the TV on and the guys are there, then people are going to want to watch them. When you turn the TV on to see Zion Williamson and he's not there, then you turn the game off. Oh, Zion's not there, I'm turning it off. That's where we're at now.
Forget about turning the game on or off. I remember how unbelievably. So in these years, in like the mid '90s, I was in Orlando. My family was in Orlando at the time, and I remember how lucky we were that the man, like that was the Shaq and Penny years. You know, Nick Anderson, Darryl Armstrong on the back, like all that was awesome. Mike Miller came in there towards the end. T-Mac came in right at the end, like at the end of my stay there. But I remember. Every time we would go to the games, because we were super excited to go, so every time we would go to the games, Or every time, I remember my dad spent a fortune getting us over there for the playoffs, and then against the Rockets to go actually see them live and take me, and, you know, big father-son thing and all that stuff. It never even occurred to anybody that half the players wouldn't be there.
Right. Yup.
Like, never mind turning it on, just spending the money to go take your kid, all that kind of stuff, all that sort of magic of father and son stuff. Nope, gone.
Yep.
Gone. You know they're not going to play. Like, if you look at the schedule and you look at a back-to-back, you see a back-to-back, you say, don't bother. No, son, I'm sorry, we can't go see them because they just played, you know, 100 miles away, so we know that nobody's going to play. So it's not worth it, little Timmy. I'm sorry. Like,
yeah, that's a great point. And you know what's great, what's really sad is that you have, you know, interactions now. Like, I don't know if you guys remember some years back, you know, a father actually called LeBron James out in a moment just like that, where he brought his son to a game to see LeBron James for the first time, and LeBron James was load managing on him. And he called him out in the tunnel. LeBron James was standing there in the tunnel, and the father was filming LeBron James. And you have LeBron James try to embarrass the father by acting like he was going to go in his pocket and pull some money out for the father. Yo, man, what you want from me? Pay for your ticket and stuff? Like, these are the kinds of disgusting interactions you get from the players now that have no respect for the fans that actually, you know, are coming out to see you guys. They actually are coming to see y'all, man. And you guys don't even care, man. So you made a great point there.
Well, so what's interesting, I think I have seen between 20 and 30 NBA games live in my lifetime. Most in the 80s and 90s. In 1998, I stopped going to NBA games. I stopped watching the game. I did not watch the NBA or go to a game in 22 years. The first time I decided to risk it and go to an NBA game, 4 fucking starters did not play. 4. I was like, do you know how much I paid for these tickets? And 4 people are not playing. I was like, I should just go home.
Yep, for real.
yeah.
Like, I didn't pay that money to watch second stringers play. Like, no offense to them, but that's not what I'm dropping my money on.
I've talked about it before, but they're literally, it's not just like, they're literally incentivized to play less. Like, they make more money by playing less and playing less competitively. The more competitive that they try to be, or the more that they play, the less money they make. Like, it's rotten to its core. Like, just as a quick like example of what I'm talking about. I wish I had. I'm not going to pull it up now and waste everybody's time. But just as a friend, you usually have to take my word on it. But this will be one of the early videos that I'm going to put out on this channel. So stick around for that, I guess. But if you play and you try really hard, and there's a few players that I wrote down, I have all the stats, all the stuff. But if you play really hard and you lose, or you look bad, or you get dunked on, or something horrible, like something happens that you look terrible on social media or something, and then everybody like laughs at you, your endorsement value goes down. You either lose the endorsements altogether, or you get paid less on the next contract renewal. If you sit out and go on a bunch of podcasts talking about your potential, and if you're healthy, how good you're going to be, and if you're healthy, how good your team's going to do, your contract goes up. The endorsements go up. You make millions of dollars more if you don't play.
That's insane.
Like, it's literally incentivized to sit down.
Right. See, and that's a bigger problem in society where you're saying some really good stuff right now, because this speaks to how we promote everybody now. You know, we talked about something similar with some of the women stuff in the live show yesterday, and how we promote, you know, the women and how they, you know, cut themselves up and inject themselves, how we promote these guys. Now, these guys are getting the money just off of the hype. Like you said, what they could maybe do, you know, the story they tell about themselves, the way they promote themselves, not from the actual on court. That's why I say a lot of these guys' resumes, it's all paper resumes. There's nothing substantive about a lot of these guys and their plays, what they actually done. Someone like LeBron James and Kevin Durant and James Harden's, the video footage don't show up good for these guys, man, versus maybe their paper resume and some of the hype that they got surrounding them. So when they call, you know, someone like LeBron James, the greatest all-around player of all time, yeah, it sounds great, But when you really look into the video footage, if you really watch the games and you understand it, dude ain't nothing like that. Same thing for Kevin Durant. Oh, he's the most skilled scorer in NBA's history, the most efficient scorer in NBA's history. Yeah, it sounds good when you say it, but when you actually watch the game and you actually look at the player, it don't really add up to that kind of stuff, man. So these guys, like you said, everything is about the hype or what they could do, and that's part of the reason why the slam dunk contest went downhill. Guys didn't want to, hurt their brand by not going out there and putting on a show.
Yeah, and beyond that, I mean, just look at the incentives to collab. These aren't competitors; these are collaborators. Like that's it. Like they come up together in AAU, they come up together in what the hell was the name of that other league? Poaches them out of college. Now the NIL messes with them. I can't remember what they are. They're like OCE, I think is their name. Whatever the hell their name is.
Like that.
Yeah. All of you come up together in that stuff, and you're already collabing on media deals. You're already collabing in sponsorship deals. You're already collabing in podcast networks. You're already you're collaborating in so many things off the court, business ventures, investment deals.
Yeah.
You're already collabing on so many things. By the time you actually get anywhere where it matters, where you're in a playoff, in a contentious playoff, or in a big series or something like that, there's no incentive to go at each other. There's no reason to have a rivalry. Why would you do that? If you make the other guy look bad, you won't be invited on their damn podcast. Like, I mean, it's ludicrous how well it's incentivized to just either not play at all, just literally sit on the bench, or when you are playing, ease up a little bit. Hey, we're all friends here. Let's not, nobody needs to. Like, come on.
That's so true. You're right. That's a good point.
It's crazy. I mean, there's so much to this. I mean. My first video is going to be an explainer, it's going to be kind of a funny explainer on how exactly the league makes money, how teams make money, and how players make money, so that people can see the money is not from fans. I hate to say it, but it used to be a model where they sold basketball to basketball fans. Now they sell basketball fans to everybody else. It's just not basketball. There's no incentive to put it out there. It's not where their money comes from. It's not where their rights deals are based out of. It's not what their broadcast deals are based on. It's not what their advertisers are based on. It's not what their ticket packages are based on. It's not what each player's career is based on. It's just not at all based on their actual basketball performance for fans. It doesn't matter. Kevin Durant, this is what bothers me about it. Kevin Durant was 100% correct. The money's locked in. It doesn't matter. Like, we can all hate Kevin Durant, and I've got a lot of problems with Kevin Durant, mostly because I don't know if you want to go down. That's what I was actually going to talk to you all about, the expansion stuff and the NBA Europe stuff. But they literally created an investment vehicle for KD and a handful of others to become owners in NBA Europe. They've been setting it up for the last 2 years, and now it's like final. Now it's done. So like that's why you see KD shutting up, by the way, if you want to know. That's what I was joking about when we were watching the Rockets with 93Zay. That's why KD has been so quiet this year. Remember, he used to talk about all that stuff. Man, when I retire, just wait for the book. I'm gonna lay out all the stuff. Y'all don't even know what's happening behind the scenes. All that. Remember all that? He was saying that kind of stuff for years.
Yeah.
And then this year, he hasn't said anything. Have you noticed that? This year is completely quiet about it. Even when he's faced up with LeBron James, even when LeBron James is trying hard and all that, still it's like not really a rivalry. They're not going at each other. Or at least KD's not going at LeBron James.
You know what's sad for me? I'm sorry.
Hang on. This past spring, it finally locked in. It was like in February. I think it was like a month ago. It finally locked in. KD now stands to gain ridiculous amounts of money and ridiculous amounts of value after he retires. It literally vests when he's retired from LeBron James's media company. Like, they're now locked in. That wasn't the case up until this season. Last offseason it locked in, and now, or last offseason it locked in on the investment side, and now it's locked in on the permission side.
This is crazy. This is a documentary, dude.
It's insane. I'll give you the quick. Let me just give you the quick version of this. KD invests in a thing, right? KD invests. He's part of. He joins an investment group, right? They own 12.5% of the franchise in Paris, the NBA franchise in Paris. Right? That group makes a play to actually become the owner of that same franchise when it expands and becomes part of the new NBA Europe that they're building.
Right.
KD cannot be an active player and own that at the same time. So that investment group creates a private little sectioned off thing where he's not invested in any of their assets. He's just invested in the fund itself, which sounds ridiculous. And it is ridiculous, but
Yeah.
apparently that's legal. So they did that. So technically he doesn't own the thing. Then he pulls out of that a little bit, goes with a different investment group. They buy that exact stake that he had at a much higher percentage. So now he owns more of it, right? Except that they structure it so that it only vests when he retires, by which point that team will exist in NBA Paris, making him a default owner of that team. Meanwhile, LeBron James is him and Maverick Carter have, you remember Spring Hill? We were talking about that for like a decade.
Yeah.
Spring Hill merges with Fullwell 73, which is a UK-based production company they're trying to expand into sports. They're the only media company there positioned to cover NBA Europe, and they already have investment from the NBA itself. They have 10 million pounds invested in like a bunch of grassroots stuff there in the UK and a bunch of grassroots basketball stuff throughout Europe. So now suddenly, if he wants to have the media relationships in Europe for his ownership of NBA Paris, he needs LeBron James's media company. The two of them partner up and he will be set for life. The value of that stake in NBA Paris and the value of the access to that team from Spring Hill is astronomical. It dwarfs any of their salaries per year. And so suddenly we're all super quiet. Suddenly we're not going to write a book anymore. We're not going to talk about anything.
Yeah,
like
it's the same year, and it just so happens to be the same year he decided to go be a kiss ass on the podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah, it all comes together. You just spilled a lot of information there. We would have to
it's
go
disgusting.
back through it.
I'm sorry. That's the quick version. I can go deeper on it later or make a video about it.
People have to get ready to sit down and invest in a documentary for that amount of information, because that was amazing stuff. But let me try and interpret it as, because people will say that I'm a hater and I want athletes to be poor. If I were to conclude that being an entrepreneur is bad for sports or bad for competition.
Is that entrepreneurship?
Well, okay. Well, business. I don't know. What do you want to call it?
I mean, if I invest in something, keep playing in the league, and then shut my mouth, basically stop actually playing so that some other people can make me ridiculously rich, I wouldn't call myself an entrepreneur.
I mean, listen, hold on. We're going off into the weeds right now, right? Hold on a second here.
I'm sorry. You're right.
Because none of the, listen, at the end of everything, for Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and all this money that they're maybe making, that's great for them. No one's remembering LeBron James and Kevin Durant as millionaires and billionaires. That's not how they're going to be remembered. No one's remembering Kevin Durant as a businessman. No one's remembering these guys as that. They're remembered as basketball players. That's how they're going to be remembered. So again, when we go back to where you're getting your money from, what you became known for, the doors that were afforded to these guys came from the guys previous. So if they're making the money that they're making, that's great. I don't give a damn how much money they made. That's great for them to be rich. They're rich, but what are you going to be remembered? How are you going to be remembered? No one's going to put these guys up there in the realm. So it doesn't matter that they're rich, man. All of these guys are freaking rich, man.
Robin, I want to believe it.
Well, how are you going to be remembered for what you did in your NBA career? No one's going to be remembering LeBron James as some philanthropist or some black activist. He's going to be remembered as a basketball player. And everyone's going to be laughing about the videos of him flopping, or about the videos of him traveling and falling all over the court like a goof. They're going to remember the super teams, all the dumb stuff he said on the microphone, fake reading books, fake vandalizing your home. Ain't no one going to give a damn that you got $10 billion and everybody in your family's rich. Kevin Durant, all these guys not being competitors, teaming up with each other to make these deals. That's great for them. You're not going to be remembered. They're supposed to be playing basketball because they love to play basketball. Getting paid for it is supposed to be the cherry on top of all of this stuff. The doors that are open for these fools, the things that they walked in through, you're getting all of this money. The money's there for you. You don't got to fight for the money. They're making fun of the guys back in the day for working side jobs, man. Are you kidding me? You guys don't got to do none of that stuff.
Everything you said is correct. I just hope you're right about the future, because we've seen society's value system tank. And I mean, as soon as when we pointed out how terrible Bronny James was, what did people say? Oh, but look how many followers he has. Like, people just think differently now.
Yeah, but you know what the future is? You know the actual future
Popularity
is?
is not how you're remembered, AOH. You can have
Are
a
you
billion
sure?
followers, a billion fans. It don't mean that you're going to be remembered the way you want to be remembered. When you got to walk around and call yourself the GOAT all the time, and you got to call yourself a basketball god and keep reminding people about yourself, ain't no one going to give a damn about how much money you made, man.
There are some people whose memories can be purchased.
Who cares about those people, AOH?
Well,
Those
because
are
we're
the
talking about
people that are-
memories. We're talking about memories.
That's the small minority of people, man. These people out there.
I
The
hope you're
weirdos
right.
out there.
I'm saying again that I hope you're right.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, what I think the problem is not that everybody cares or doesn't care about that, or that everybody's going to be mad about that in the future. What I care about is that they have that much financial incentive to not play basketball or ruin the game of basketball for everybody else. This comes at the expense of the game, of the league, for fans. And it just doesn't matter because their money doesn't come from fans. They're
That's how
pulling
they're
stuff like
remembered, you
this.
thuggins. Exactly. They're remembered for everyone knows LeBron James and his era for ruining the game. That's why we have the play-in tournament, the in-season tournament. We got this lame-ass stuff going on. The All-Star game's a joke. They're getting that. They're going to be remembered for all this crap. Great for LeBron for being a billionaire. Great for his kids for being a billionaire. I don't care, man. Good for them. No one's going to remember that crap.
So here's the problem. I wish that you're right. I hope. I genuinely agree with every single thing that you said. I just also believe that the pantheon of sports is tainted. And we are getting fucking old. I turned 50 on Sunday. I'm not going to be around in 50 years to have this channel to
Happy birthday
stand for this cause, to stand for, I mean, with my family, I might be around in 50 years, but I probably won't give a shit about doing YouTube anymore. But my point is, people need to champion this. And as you see, if you look across YouTube, there are so many people that don't give a shit. They accept the NBA as it is. Yeah. There are fanboys that will literally say, well, who gives a shit? He's a billionaire. That's their defense.
Yes.
They don't give a fuck. They don't care that he cheated the game. They don't care that he flops. They don't care what any of these players do. They're mindless automatons that just, I don't even know what they're fans of. I don't even think they're fans of these people. I think they're cultists.
They're fans of celebrity. I'm telling you, this is the male equivalent of Swifties.
That's exactly what it is. You're a fan of nothing.
This is all Taylor Swift versus Beyonce, and then everybody hate whoever says the wrong answer.
I mean, there's a reason why some of our channels are doing what they're doing out here. They're gaining more and more traction every single year. There's a reason for that. It's not a coincidence. People are understanding what's going on. Guys, I mean, think about it, man. Everyone's not just listening to ESPN anymore. No one's even watching these fools. Who's watching it? The idiots out there watching it. No one worth a damn is watching ESPN to that degree and getting their basketball knowledge from Facebook or TikTok from these fools out here. These little clowns out here making these stupid TikToks and doing nonsense. That's why channels like ours are doing things, are getting people to come through. That's why people come through the live shows, because they want to get educated. They want to understand the facts. It's not about us giving them a narrative or helping them to pump up Michael Jordan or make them feel the same way that we feel. We're giving you the facts. We're giving you our perspective and basing you and giving you off of the facts. And you can feel how you want to feel about this stuff, man. So again, this is part of the reason why these other channels, why people are coming and going more to some of these platforms for their information, not some of these people that you would think would be able. I mean, you can even tell that a lot of these people watch out and listen to what we're talking about out here on the YouTube streets, man.
No, you're right. You're right. I mean, from the very first live stream that I joined you guys on, I had 88 subscribers. I have almost 300 more now, and that's been less than 2 months. So there is growth. There are people that want more information. There are people that don't want to be lied to, that disagree with what's going on. My fear is, if you look at those channels like FYF, They have, I mean, who gives a shit what their subscribers think, what their followers think? But there are hundreds of thousands of them.
Mhm.
There
Yeah,
are some
and
of these channels that have millions.
But remember, they're fake. If you ever look at a lot of these people and you look at the comments that a lot of these channels are comments that are in those channels, chats of a lot of those videos, these are some of the dumbest people, and it's the same people over and over and over and over and over again. You go to these channels, there's no one behind these channels. There's no person there behind it. So again, these one person has 10 different channels, and they're all subscribed to these people. So, like I said, yeah, you're right. They've been out here doing this longer. A lot of us are new. I haven't been on here that long. You guys are new. You know, other channels are new, starting off, trying to, combat some of the stuff that these guys have been putting out before we got here. But in a short time, channels like us, Uncommon Sense, the Uncut Hoops that are out here that are trying to make the change and put the facts out there, and you want to have your own opinion off that, it's great. People are definitely starting to wake up to the real truth.
I mean, I'm counting on it. I said it to you guys last summer that when I joked about making a channel that like I don't think anybody's watching. I don't think anybody cares. Why would I make a channel? But my first video will be up hopefully next week because I just believe, I have to hope that there are enough people who still actually do care about it or who would like it to get better. And that maybe if we talk about it enough, or maybe if they see kind of how it works or where it's coming from and where it's going, that maybe that might be enough. Maybe that might be something to at least inject into the conversation, that maybe something can improve before the next rights deal. Maybe there's some pressure that can be created, but I'll be honest, I don't know, man. It's all on hope for me. I have no idea if it's true.
I'm an optimist. I am. Everything in my life has tried to beat me down and break me. And I say, go fuck yourself. I'm not going anywhere. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep doing this channel. And there are people that care. I can't tell you. My channel, it has devout followers already.
Yeah, man.
They listen to my videos. They comment on my videos. They like my videos. Like, the praise that I have received, and I don't give a fuck about praise. Like, I enjoy it, but that's not my motivation. My motivation is to do the best job that I can.
Yep.
But there are people that respond to it. I mean, I've had people leave comments that almost make me fucking cry because I'm like, man, I did not realize I had that impact.
I just hope there are enough people that care. What I do know is that all the people that care are watching football and baseball. That's what I know for sure.
I don't watch football anymore either because I feel it's just as tainted as basketball is.
Did you see that? I posted something about that. Did you see? We call it baseball. Baseball overtook the NBA.
Yeah, I did. I saw
in U.S. ratings.
That's bad, man. That's pretty bad.
That's the first time in a long time.
Well, you say it's bad. I love baseball.
That's bad. No, I said it's bad for basketball because, like I said, that means that you're stagnant. Because baseball ain't been the same in a long time like that, man. It ain't been close to basketball like that.
That's true. It has not been, but it's on the come up now, man. It's really coming back.
Yeah, I played baseball. Yeah, I always loved baseball when I was young. Like I said, man, it was great. So yeah, like I said, it's surprising when you see, what's going on with, like you said, the overall quality of the sport. I mean, listen, I gotta get going, guys. It's late for me right now.
Yeah.
It's been a long live. We've been going for over 2 hours. Is AOH here? Did AOH drop out? Where's he at?
I'm here.
Oh.
But
Yeah,
I gotta bounce too.
I gotta get rolling here, man.
SNF, can I toss out one thing for you that it occurred to me the other day that I was thinking about that I think sets you up on one good one.
Oh yeah,
on your way
go
out.
ahead, man.
So I saw a lot of noise about the Army raising its age limit to enlist to 42, and how that's actually in line with the other branches. The Navy, I think, caps at 41 or 43. I think Marines is a little bit younger. Air Force, right? They're all right around 40 to 43. I think is all of them now.
To go in.
That's the enlistment, the maximum enlistment age. So you can
wow,
start.
that's different than when I went in. It was younger.
Now it's now they've got them all between, I think, 40 and 43. I think the Marines might be the one that's a little bit younger, but you can go in at that age and start. So you can do your 8 year required starting at a maximum of 42.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I was really curious to hear from your perspective, being if I recall correctly, a Navy man.
Yes.
Yeah. So if diving for a loose ball at 41 is miraculous and never before seen and cannot be done by a normal human being, I would like your thoughts on enlisting in any branch of the United States military at 42. What the odds are of success there.
Excellent.
Is that
Excellent.
unrealistic? Is that stupid? Is that crazy? Is diving for a loose ball in the NBA harder than military service, do you think?
Man, McZuggins, man, listen, you really come through sometimes with some stuff, man. And this is a great analogy that you're making here, man, and a great point that you're pointing out here. And I think what you're saying here is absolutely on the money. I mean, absolutely. I mean, who the hell's going to join the military at 42 years old, man? That's insane to me. I told you, I went to the Navy. I was 18 years old when I went to boot camp, guys. And I tell people all the time, the very first day that I went through those gates and we got off the bus, I thought I made the biggest mistake in my life. I immediately regretted my decision the very first day of boot camp, guys. That's how bad it was, man. So to have to go through stuff like that or join the military at that kind of age is insane to me. I mean, what the hell? Who wants to do that craziness?
Yeah.
Well, it's just, from what I understand, it's not humanly possible. From what I understand, you can only get up once a day after age 41.
Yep.
So I don't understand how you expect to enlist.
You can't do shoot around. You think you're going to get shot at? Come on now. Like, especially if you join now, because we all know that the sticky situation evolving, for the United States in this stuff. So if you were to join right now, you might end up in a bad scenario down the road.
Yep.
And you know what's funny about what you just said, McZuggins? It makes me think about how we relate a lot of the players in the NBA, and I guess in sports in general, and I guess just in life sometimes we forget how young some of these guys are that are fighting in these wars, that are in the military doing this kind of stuff. And we act as if, they're not 19, 18, years old. And you got a 22-year-old in the NBA and they keep telling you, oh, you got to give him a break. He's young.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
Yeah.
I remember when I lived in Virginia Beach, right? And we were in the military. So people are very familiar with the military in Virginia because the big base down there in Norfolk. So oftentimes, we would try to buy alcohol, but we didn't have ID. We weren't of age. But because people down there respected what we were doing, right? What we were doing at that time for the country at that age, there were times where we went to buy alcohol and we would show our military ID and we were 20 years old. And people would say, if you're old enough to die for the country, you're old enough to drink. They would tell us that.
That's funny.
I believe it.
Yo, again, man, I got to roll.
Yep.
I hope you guys have a good night. Like I said, I want to thank the Real Siberius again. I want to thank McZuggins. You guys got any last words, man? Shout out to you guys.
Shout out to you.
Hey, I just want to thank you guys. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Shout out to all of you guys. Thanks for being here.
I just want to say thank you for the invite. I'm always happy to join if you guys want me to, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, same. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's always a good time.
Yeah, it's been great. AOH, my man, the Zarda video footage. Like I said, it's great to have you guys on there, man. I want to try to do some more of the live shows where we get some of you guys coming on and we get some call-ins. Maybe we can do, like I said, I hope you guys have a good rest of your Friday night or, wherever it is, time where you guys are at. Shout out to you guys in the chat that came through, man. You guys came through with a lot of supers. I saw a lot of the comments. Again, man, it really means a lot for you guys to support us. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night, man. I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I'll catch you guys on the next one, man.
All right. Have a good night.